I see Miss Juicy Genius in the building. Big Fox, I see you, player. Adonis, I see you, my guy. We see Brother Ani. Welcome everybody. Come on in the room. Just making my little adjustments here so I can get real comfortable and really chop it up. Let me brighten my screen up and make sure everything is nice and clear because I can't see worth a damn. What's up, Trinity? How's Miss Trinity in the building? All right, man. A lot of stuff we're going to get into tonight. Just waiting on everybody to pile on through. Everybody, if you can give a nice retweet, that would be great. If everybody can retweet the space, that would be great. Before we get started, we got to let folks know tonight's broadcast is brought to you by AmericanFreedmanApparel.com. AmericanFreedmanApparel.com. The proceeds from this website where you can get Freedman Apparel, the proceeds are going to go to the campaign for our good brother, Greg Marcel Dixon. That's our brother. He's a rider out there in South Carolina. We're trying to get our brother in office. That website, you can buy the apparel and you can support our brother. It's going to go for a noble cause and you get to rock some fly gear. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's AmericanFreedmanApparel.com. Everybody hit that up while we are chopping up game on tonight's broadcast. We got to support our brother, Greg Marcel Dixon. They got some real fly shirts and everything on there. But anyway, a lot of stuff going on. Family, the news about the rapper out of Chicago, Lil Durk, allegedly, sound like well, I don't want to say allegedly. I think they didn't show the mugshots and the booking record. Well, they put they got rapper Lil Durk in custody, in federal custody. I want to have some of my Chicago folks chime in. Now, a lot of people here might not know Lil Durk. He's a popular drill rapper out of Chicago. Popular guy. There was some back and forth clapbacks. There was allegedly some type of hit for hire to avenge the late rapper King Von. So it's a lot of gunplay coming out of Chicago with these rappers. A lot of gunplay coming out, and the feds got some of Lil Durk's associates, and it was only a matter of time before they detained him because somebody must have said something. But from what I understand, they've been kind of investigating Lil Durk for a minute, if I'm not mistaken. I think they've been investigating him for a minute. And what's interesting, you got to watch out for this, fam. Like last week, they gave Lil Durk the key to the city out there in Chicago. They just gave him the key to the city and then they busted him. They did the same thing with Diddy, remember? You know, Sean Puffy Combs, Eric Adams gave Sean Puffy Combs the key to the city. Then he gets hit with some RICO charges, get hit with Fed charges. Yeah, you better understand how the white supremacists work. They do little crude jokes. You know, they know they're gonna get you, so they'll sit up here and just fatten you up for the slaughter. They sit here and act like everything is all gravy, knowing they got some cooking in the background. So they sit up here behind the scenes and orchestrate elevating you and boosting your profile even higher. So when they take you down, it'll be a big bust. It could be a big career starting bust. They got to make sure you have a lot of significance. They really fatten you up before they take you down to the slaughter. So that's like a little cruel inside joke for them to sit up there and say, hey, yeah, before we bust him, go ahead and let's give him a key to the city and honor everything that he's doing. Yeah, no, he's trying to go the straight and narrow route. No, we're not gonna let you do that. No, when they try to go straight and narrow, that's when they get them. Oh, nope, we about to cash you in. So yeah, they've been sitting on information about dude for a minute. They just wait around for the right time to drop the hammer. And usually they drop the hammer around an election year so that, you know, a lot of people, they're on the ballot. They do these things around election year so that their names can be associated with these big busts. So when y'all go vote and then y'all go looking down the ballot and See some of these prosecutors and DAs and all of these people, you see their names on the ballot, their names are going to be associated with these high profile cases. So yeah, it's a game, man. It's a real funny style game out here. So, that situation, I hope it works itself out, you know. It's real out here, and all my guys out here. If you're trying to be in the music industry, be in the music industry. Stop trying to have a foot in the game and be in the music industry. Listen, man, y'all better understand all of your moves are being monitored. Y'all can't be out here doing the same stuff you were doing when you were low key. When you are high profile, when you're out here in the public eye, everything you do is monitored, man. They have the hip hop police still. Any high profile black person is being monitored. The feds are on you. They're watching everything you do. There are feds in this room right now. You understand? They monitor you, they watch everything you do. They got feds around you. Some of your bodyguards, some of them might be on the take. Some of your assistants, some of them might be on the take. Man, we've had some little undercover feds around us when we're doing our events, and we thinking that we got activists who are down, and low key they're undercover feds working with a bunch of other feds and ops. It's real. That's a part of the game, man. So you just got to be on the straight and narrow and just be on the up and up. Because if you're doing good business and you're doing the right thing, the feds will be somewhat ineffective. You understand? To a certain degree. So it's a real interesting dynamic going on with the rap game out here, man. Y'all stay away from that. You can't be high profile, dipping and dabbing in the streets. We see what's going on with the Young Thug trial. That thing is just dragging on and on and on. You got to watch your associates. You got to watch the people around you. You got to watch the little old dry snitching ass dudes. It's real janky. The game is janky these days. Let me get Sir Major in the building real quick. Sir Major, hop on, brother. Mr. Sir Major, hop in.
Hey, hey, what's up, Tariq? How you doing?
I'm good. What's going on?
Man, right on the money, man. With it, one thing that I learned in Atlanta is that the media will build you up, and it'll be a directive. It's not like they're doing it because you're doing great things. They're told to build you up, and
Oh yeah,
then at their command, the media will flip on you. Okay, that is the testament. And when they get you, you will have no control of the narrative.
you
There's
right.
nothing you can do to clean up the image, the narrative, or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
And when you get big, there are three things that'll happen to you. First thing they'll do is they'll work to discredit your name. They'll muddy your name to where it's no good. Regardless if the case is dismissed or not, they're not going to go back and say, hey, we made a mistake, we got it wrong, charge dismissed. No, they're going to leave that up to you to fix your face. The
yeah,
second thing that'll happen is they'll bury you in prison, which means they'll give you, they'll trump up the charges. They'll give you 20 charges, 20 counts, right? They'll bury you in prison. The third time is they're going to kill you. They're going to, those are three things that happen to people when you get too big.
oh yeah,
And if you think that you can become an activist or a mover and shaker, and if you don't get a visit from them, you're not really being effective. They only go after those who are really effective and who has the ability to change things.
hmm
In the indictment, it was shared. That's how I seen it. But they're listing Dirk as co-conspirator number one,
mm,
and they're you got to be careful when you guys have an organization, because when you have an organization, that's when they get you on enhancements or
yeah,
specifications, right? So they're going to try. More than likely, this is going to be a RICO case,
yeah.
um, and some sort of criminal enterprise is what they're going to label this as. YSL 2.0. So you're right on the money. You get too big for your britches, they will have a way to remind you that you still an N-word. I'll land. Thank you.
Man, thank you so much. Yeah, man, it's real out here, and that's another thing too. Because, like I said, you got a lot of feds running around and a lot of operatives. That's why they always try to make us into an organization. Because whenever we talk about our lineage, you have these weird oppie dudes trying to rewrite what our lineage is and try to make it into a group. That's some fed oppie stuff. And we never go for that. We don't let nobody redefine what our lineage is. There's always some musty tether op, and that's who they get. They get a lot of these tether ops to do the dirty work, to try to reframe what our lineage is and try to claim that it's an organization. You understand? And part of that, old Strappy running around with that ADOS, and they're the leaders of ADOS. That kind of put a stigma on people looking at lineage because they keep associating our lineage, our foundational Black American lineage, with that goofy ass organization ADOS, which is nothing the same. It ain't the same. ADOS is that's an organization, a self-proclaimed. All right. They said, Strappy and Tone said they are the leaders of it. And there's chapters of the organization around the country, and there's applications people got to fill out and all this weird ass stuff. Allegedly, I don't know. I heard it's a bunch of weird stuff, but you got Yvette and Strap and Tone running around there talking about they're the leaders of that. You can't be the leaders of a lineage. And then they try to equate everybody else's delineations with that. It ain't the same at all. That's why I've distanced myself from anything remotely having to do with them. I have never faulted on anything. We are a lineage. Anytime we say foundational Black American, that's lineage only. We're talking about 43 million people. When people try to say I ain't the leader of nothing. I ain't never claimed to be. Anybody saying I'm the leader of anything is an op. Understand that? And that's most likely some kind of federal asset saying stuff like that. That's what they do. That's why we get a lot of whiny tethers in here. You niggas are a group. No, we just delineated from your ass and we're just all on code. There's 43 million, some say more, foundational Black Americans, and we're not no group. There is no leader. There's no clubhouse. None of that stuff. We are standing on our lineage business. So yeah, you got to watch these groups and organizations. You got to watch all that because that is a problem sometimes because they can easily be infiltrated. Yeah, that's why I don't really do groups and organizations like that. That's not my cup of tea. Is this because you're gonna have an op there, and hell, even when we just do events, when we just try to do cultural events, hell, they have s- ops and agents up under us. Y'all don't understand how heavy this thing is. They done sent undercover cops out here to the museum and people to do little weird stuff. Y'all go look at the Bucci Bear cartoon and read between the lines, and then look at real life. Go look at that and go back and look at the Bucci Bear cartoons, and then compare that to some real life stuff because there's some real life correlations with that. You understand? How many folks we got in here? What's up, Sister Brooke? I see Brooke down there. I see Professor Allen in the building. Shout out to Professor Allen. Where's Wani? Wani should be somewhere around here. Wani should be in here somewhere. But yeah, we got a lot of people who try to whine us down with a lot of whining. And that's something we play past. People try to get upset and whine because we've delineated and we've taken control over our cultural narrative. So a lot of people think they're going to whine um, us into a time wasting scenario. You got to understand, a lot of people like to come into our spaces and just waste time and do little weird stuff because they feel powerless because we're on code based on lineage. Let me get my sister Kenny T in the building. Miss Kenny T, hop in, beloved. Miss Kenny T.
Hi, good evening, Tariq.
Hey, Kenny, how are you, dear?
I'm doing well. Good evening, Black family. Just real quick, like you were saying, they will send agents amongst you. Like about 2 years ago, I'm just, little old me doing my event, and I was surprised that someone showed up at my event. And it's just like this person doesn't belong. It's just like a really weird feeling, and you'll get to see like, whoa, this person does not fit. It was just really off. Even my mom and a few other people noticed it. But that's all I was gonna say. If you're doing something positive and you're doing something to help the community, expect that they're gonna show up. I
Mhm.
land my plane.
Thank you so much. Yeah, when we did the rally for reparations, because we were doing a lot of reconnaissance on some of the people in the audience, and we spotted a couple of folks who were definitely on some undercover op stuff. We were because we had tight security there. So anybody who looked even remotely suspicious, we were on their bumper. And we were just documenting everything. So there was a couple sprinkled in the audience. We know you have the Fed guys standing on roofs and rooftops and all that. We had that, but there were some people in the mix down there walking around, doing little surveillance, and we saw them. But that's to be expected. That's what it is. Anytime you get a lot of progressive black folks together who stand on business and who ain't drinking and smoking and who's doing something constructive, yeah, that's gonna be somewhat of a threat. Yeah. So we do our best to play past that and do what we have to do and be men and women about our business and be on the up and up. You don't do anything that would get you caught up anyway. We got to stand on manhood and womanhood business. Manhood business is real important, especially in this day and age, because we got so many whiny ass people. Like anytime, like I made a bunch of tweets about Kamala. Every time I make Kamala tweets, the DNC send the Bussy Brigade to whine up under my tweets. This contingency of whiny ass dudes, and even the Tethers always whining in here all the time. Um, these new Negroes with that whole whine-a-thon where you just want to whine to men. That's a weird new thing. We didn't see that back in the day. This thing where dudes are just hella whiny. Speaking of whining, did y'all see the Denzel video clip? Did y'all see that? For those who didn't see it, Denzel was at a movie premiere. This goes into the whole whiny dude thing and how the old school players respond to it. So Denzel is at a red carpet event. He's taking pictures, I guess, with some people in the industry, and he's on the red carpet talking to folks. And some of the paparazzi are there, people behind the red rope, and they're kind of yelling stuff. And it was some like a black dude, Hispanic dude, a couple of those guys yelling at Denzel because evidently beforehand, before the camera started recording this piece, I think Denzel must have told the guys, "Hey, I'm gonna go in, but when I come out, I get at you when I come out." Because there's a lot of people taking pictures. So Denzel was about to walk inside the venue, and the dudes are like, "Come on, Denzel! Come on, Denzel! Show some love, Denzel! Show some love! Come on, show some love, Denzel!" And Denzel turned around and got on some training day shit on dude. Denzel like, "Hey, put your camera down. Let me talk to you like a man. Listen, you ain't got to do all that yelling. Show some love, man. I got love and I got respect for you guys. But listen, I told you." When I come out, I'll get at you when I come out. Now, what part of that didn't you understand? Denzel straight G-checked these dudes, as he should. Like, dude, what are you yelling for? Hey, man, I told you I get at you when I come out, or not, however you want to play it. You feel me? All right, and then walk back in. So a lot of people were like, damn, why Denzel have to check him like that? Well, that's grown man shit. Denzel's an OG, man. That's one of our OG foundational Black Americans, and I don't think he's used to these new niggas that we have. out here, because standing up behind a velvet rope yelling, "Show some love, show me some love." Do you know how bitch made that is? And I know Denzel was like, "What? That's bitch made." So Denzel had to talk to him like a man, basically reading between the lines, like, "Hey, dude, I told you I'm gonna come back out. Don't be sitting here hollering about show some love. You're a man. Be a man." Real talk. We got some of the whiniest bitch made ass dudes out here. You got to talk to dudes like that sometimes in certain situations. See, now Denzel can do that because Denzel has done a lot for the black community. He's done a lot for brothers, done a lot for he used to work with the boys club. So Denzel has done a lot for the community. So Denzel can pull that off. Obama can. Obama can't have that grown man talk. No, he go take his moist ass on somewhere. I don't respect none of his stuff because you ain't done nothing for the community. You see, that's the difference between Denzel and Obama. See, we can respect Denzel G checking those dudes because it was coming from a real place. Like, you, dude, you carry yourself a little bit better instead of standing behind a rope yelling, "Show me some love" to another man. So Denzel was just giving him some real game, just on some, "Hey man, that's gonna help you as a man. You ain't gotta yell that. I told you I'm gonna come holler at you when I come out, dude. That's what it is. So don't sit here yelling, show some love like you a bitch." Essentially, that's what he was telling him. Because you got dudes out here who want male attention. It's real weird. Dudes be hopping up in my mentions, whining about shit. "Penny, why you be driving all them expensive cars and shit? Why you be making all that money, Tyreek?" If you don't pull the thong out your bussy and get the hell out of my damn comments, or grown sassy nigga pocket watching, get out of here. You think these niggas was raised on soy milk out here? And a lot of them are tethers. Let's be real. A lot of the whiny dudes, they come from tether backgrounds. The cry for you niggas, whining and crying all the time. And we tell y'all, nigga, that is a bad look. A whining dude who whines to other men is the worst. That's the worst thing you can be, a whiny ass dude who whine to other dudes. There's nothing lower than that. That's why Denzel was like, "What did you say? Show you some love? Man, put your camera down. Let me holler at you, nigga. What? Fuck you talking about, dog?" Yeah, the new cats out here are different, man. The new cats are very, very different. My dude Twizzle, let's get Twizzle in here. Let's get Twizzle in the building. Mr. Twizzle, hop on, bro.
He was so a player, man.
How you doing, man? How you been living, brother?
Man, if I'm living good, man. If I complain about anything else, ain't nobody gonna listen. But you hit the nail on the head what you said about men. Because one thing about a man is one thing a man can't do is complain. Because if he do, ain't nobody gonna listen. You
Right.
know, a man is his own man, and you all you got. And if you're not blazing your trail and carving your path out here, you lost out here. Nobody's going to care about you. Nobody's going to have any sympathy for you, and nobody's going to have empathy for you. And that's what being a man is all about. But hey, T, I just want to say what's up to you, pimp. It's been a long time, man. You know, you throw your spaces late. I'm old now. I'll be in bed by 10, so it's good to catch you, man. But just one question, man. What's the agenda for for the New Year's, man? You throwing something for the New Year's? You
Yeah,
got something coming up, man?
yeah. If I'm in town, we're gonna do something. I want to do something in November too. So yeah, if I'm in town, I'm gonna definitely do something, and we're gonna do something for the Say holiday, definitely, because we always do something there for that. So yeah, we got some phenomenal things happening for the museum. Yes, indeed. The what's your name? Well, let's get the cat. Wait, hold on. Before I get the Negro Black Knight, let me get Cats for Trump because he's always trying to get in. Cats for Trump, what's up, man? Unmute your microphone, Cats for Trump. You're gonna have to unmute your microphone because you always in here requesting the mic and you ain't saying nothing. And I don't want to have to block you. I don't know if you're just trying to be seen. And this is what we're talking about. People doing weird stuff for attention. All right, Cats for Trump, you got 10 seconds. I'm just gonna block you completely. All right. 10. I'm gonna get you in a second, other brother. 6. You got 5 seconds, cat. All right, that's it. I got to get you up out of here for good. All right, all right. You cannot come back up in here. All right, let's get the Negro Black Knight.
Hey, good morning, brother Tariq. Remember Jason Statham, the white guy, who was an actor for I forgot what movie, but he does those action films. When the paparazzis was running up on them, he was kicking their asses. All right, he was beating people up, right? But when this brother just tells them, "Hey, ease up off of me," then that's wrong.
All right,
I find it very problematic that they keep, and when black men voices their concerns, they beat down on us or they target us like we're doing something illegal, like we don't have a First Amendment right. So I just wanted to just throw that out there.
real talk. Yeah, I agree with that, brother. Let's get Imani in the building, brother Imani Kibet. Imani, what's up, brother? All right, while we're waiting on Imani to get it together, let's get Kushbu, Kushbu Khan. All right, Kushbu, hop on. All right, these people over here in overseas countries, y'all got to get y'all phones together. All right, let's get Kush. You ready? Kush B or Kush Boo, whatever your name is. All right, let's get Martin in the building. Martin, are you ready? Martin, unmute your microphone.
Yeah, I'm ready. All
There you go, brother.
right, I'm foundational Black American from Arkansas. I'm a longtime listener.
Hmm.
Actually got your book from one of my classmates in high school, so I really kind of go pretty far back with your material. Appreciate you for, I guess, everything you do. You've given a voice to a lot of the things I used to hear in college, going in these chat rooms, listening to everybody talk crap about foundational Black Americans. I'm glad that someone, uh, stood up and gave a framework as far as how to fight a lot of those things that you hear in those chat rooms. So I just appreciate that. And
So much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Iman, you back?
Yes, I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What's going on?
Hey, Tariq. Thanks for having me on. I'm a huge fan of your work. Um, I just
Appreciate
want I
you.
wanted to talk about a few two different topics. One topic is I wanted to ask if you've seen that interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates on CBS, talking about his new book, The Message. Um, and that interview where he was kind of interrogated by that guy. I'm wondering if you've seen that
I
interview.
have not. I have not seen it yet. So what?
Okay. Okay. Don't worry about that then. I'll get to the next topic. The other
Oh,
topic is. Um, I often hear you say that you think that African immigrants they kind of hate on FBAs because they want to replace um, the FBAs. Um,
some, some do.
I
Not all, but some.
well, the thing is, I hear you say that often, and I just want to let you know that I don't think that that's the case. Like, because it doesn't make any sense. So, because often you see Africans heading on FBAs, and then I think you just try to come up with a theory why that's happening, and that's not it.
No, you can't say that's not it because we see it and we feel it and it's affecting us, especially in the political realm. We're seeing it on a massive stage. We see it with the Congressional Black Caucus, which is loaded with a bunch of non FBA people. That's why we don't get anything done for us, but there's immigration programs just getting flooded through the pipeline. Then we have Kamala Harris, who comes from an immigrant background, who's sitting around here trying to cosplay as a foundational Black American all the time. So you can't tell us we're not seeing what we're seeing because it's there. All of the people surrounding the White House who are supposedly Black, these are non FBA people. The career, what's her name? Karine Jean Pierre, who's the spokesperson. That woman is an anti FBA Caribbean. All of these folks, Obama, he was another one, and he's running around wagging his finger. That man is not from our lineage, and he has not done anything for us and our lineage, but he's done things for his immigrant lineage and other immigrants. Colin Powell, Eric Holder, none of these, they didn't punish race soldiers for harming us. So yeah, we have a very legitimate gripe that these people are getting in political positions and other positions, cosplaying like they are from our culture, and they are not. That's why the delineation movement has been so massive. So we are seeing a significant number of these folks trying to do things to undermine and replace us, and that is a problem, and we have to call it out.
Okay, I agree with most of what you said about how these immigrants, they're probably not helping the FBAs as much as they could, but I still don't see that as trying to replace you. But I want to move on from this point. Let
Yeah,
me
but
just
yeah, it doesn't affect you, so you don't have to see it, but it affects me and my foundational Black American family, so I have to acknowledge it. I don't have the luxury to ignore it. You do. You have the luxury to ignore it, and I don't. So yeah, I have to be responsible enough to use my own recognizances to say, hey, this is happening, and we have to do something about it. Now, what was your next thing, sir? Go ahead.
one last thing, important thing. You talk a lot about lineage and how important your lineage is,
Yeah,
and how you like if there ever was reparations, that's is what going to be used to figure out who gets paid.
sure.
Um, but I wanted to ask you, as much as lineage and where you came from is important, don't you think that? Um, what should also be considered is whether you're raising a black family, because if I understand, you have Jewish kids.
I do. Where are they?
Oh, maybe that was just misinformation. I probably saw that somewhere on X. If that's not the case, then I apologize.
Now, where would I have Jewish kids?
I don't know. I just heard that you
But
were
why
married to a Jew.
say that? Why would you? Why? Well, first of all, why'd you even mention my children? That was disrespectful. And then to lie on my kids just out the blue. Why would you sit here and lie on my kids like that? And there's nothing wrong with being Jewish, but just bringing up my kids to deliberately lie.
Well,
Why would
well,
you do that?
I'm not. I take that back if it was a lie. I take that back.
No, that
It's
was.
just
And even if let's say it wasn't a lie, why would you bring my children up?
because I'm just saying, like, I don't think you can lop about lineage and doing all this if you're gonna go off and marry some non-FBA woman and give all the money to some other race. Uh,
But I didn't, and you just made up a lie and brought my children into a damn weird fabricated lie.
Listen, I'm not lying. If that's not the case, I take it back.
But you,
Anyway,
but you know that's not the case.
I
No, no,
trust me. If I knew that's not
but,
that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have said that.
but
I just saw that on the internet.
no. Because you said you follow my work. If you follow my work, you know for a fact that my children ain't Jewish. My wife ain't Jewish. My wife's a
I have never seen your wife
Kurd.
or your kids. Look,
That's
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
that's
bring it up, but that
not true. That is not true. See, now you're being a lying tether. That's why we delineate, sir. That's why we delineate. And then y'all get confused why we don't want to be associated with that lying, scamming mindset. You understand? That's what we don't want to be associated with. Just people who are perpetually dishonest, sir. You knew what you were saying was a damn lie. You knew that. You're not dumb. You said you follow me. A simple Google search. My wife is not hidden. She's with me all the time. Clearly a foundational Black American woman. You know good and well my wife was not no damn Jewish person. And there's
Tar-
nothing wrong with Jewish people, by the way.
I'm not saying that, Tariq.
Nothing wrong with
I
Jewish people. But no, no, you were trying to be passive aggressive and disrespectful, sir. There's a reason why you had to flee from your homeland because of that same jive ass, scamming, lying mindset, sir.
One more topic, if I can discuss.
No, 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 no. We got to talk about the reason why you all failed in your homeland because nobody can trust each other and y'all can't build anything with each other because y'all sit around lying all the time. And sitting around lying and scamming, nobody's going to ever build anything. So you just flee and bring that lying and scamming over here.
Tariq, I
That's
was misinformed. You corrected it, and I want to move on. Like seriously, it was
all right.
misinformation. One more
It was
topic.
information. Don't lie and then bring my kids into your damn lie. You understand? Don't do no sucker shit like that. Don't be a lying scammer. Good freaking grief. Let me get the Negro Black Knight back up in. All right. And then we'll get Bash. Oh, where you
In the purple pill. In my school, I have a young man who is Nigerian, right? Who's saying he's a first generation African American, snatching up resources and stuff. So what this man is talking about is a load of garbage because it's not just in politics, it's in every aspect of our life, in our livelihood. This is the reason why we are delineating and why we are separating from other groups of people. So I just wanted to just present and push back on what that man is talking about because that is totally, totally wrong.
exactly. Exactly. So yeah, just a slick tether trying to be deceptive. Let's get let's get Ant in the building. Brother Ant.
What's up, Flex? You can hear me?
I hear you. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? Just a quick, I guess, question. Why do we even like? I mean, I don't. I know sometimes you do, and a lot of other people do. Why do we even call them black? Like, why would we just keep that to us? I don't even think we should call other people who are from other places black. And I don't think it's disrespectful. I don't think it's a to down other people. But it's like we are the only people who should be and forever should be identifying as that. That's all I want to say.
There you go. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, I guess it would be more of a descriptive thing because let's say, for example, one of these guys go out and commits a crime, and people are looking for him, so you have to kind of describe them, and you might not immediately know what their ethnicity is, so you just give a physical description of what they look like. For example, out there, I want to say, was this in Philly where some damn tether shot up a damn public bus? Some weird tether just hopped off a bus, and it was um, women and kids around, and these are foundational Black Americans. That's why I knew it was a tether when I heard about how it happened. This dude just randomly shot at a bus full of Black people. And come to find out, it was a Nigerian tether, like 18-year-old Nigerian tether out there. They just caught him last night. This happened like last week sometime, and they caught his ass. But you know, when you look at folks, and we know he's a tether because of his last name. He has like a West African last name. But when you're describing people, for whatever reason, you kind of have to give descriptive markers. So I guess that would be one of the only reasons to justify kind of labeling folks black to a certain degree. Let's get Netter. Let's get Netter in the building. Netter in the building. Netter in the building. All right. Netter in the building. All right, Netter, hop on.
What's up, brother? I'm not really tapped into kind of the topic of the conversation today. I just see some people from some other spaces that Spook was over at Uncle Luke's space, and I'm feeling very disheartened. I can't lie. I'm very hurt by the discourse amongst foundational Black Americans right now. If it was more just disjointed than I've ever personally, I'm on the younger side of things, but and
Okay,
I personally have.
you got to
Sorry, go
explain.
ahead.
Lost. I don't know what you're talking about. So kind of elaborate because I don't know what you're talking about. So what do you mean?
Around what? Go ahead.
That you're upset about something? I don't know what you're upset about.
The disjointedness amongst the community right now. Feels
What's
like
what,
there is.
what
Go ahead.
disjointed? What you, who's disjointed?
I would say that Black America right now is very split on ideological lines. I think it's artificial. And but I do think there is an attack amongst, I mean, a split, a rift is being driven amongst men and women on ideological lines. Go ahead.
I don't see that. Where are you seeing
Okay.
that?
I see it particularly with the election coming up. In terms of there is right now a need to collectively. I'm not speaking about the people in this space. I want to be clear about that. I'm not speaking about sort of the communities that are being built, but I do think from a larger context, and uh, maybe it's just the sources that I'm getting things from, but I just see an attack. I feel personally attacked as a Black man that's trying to build a collective power block for Black people. It feels like that is not where the vibe is. It feels like there is a a dismissal of new approaches, of new tactics, of
Now,
trying to
the
go ahead,
brother,
go ahead.
brother, you are rambling. I don't know what you're talking. I'm trying to. I'm just trying to make heads and tails of what you're saying, sir. And you're just kind of rambling. I really don't know what you're talking about. What's all this rambling about? There's something else going on. What are you? Because yeah, this incoherent rambling you're doing. Now I'm looking. It's some kind of smoke screen for something, sir. Because nobody's just gonna ramble like you're rambling. What else is going on? Where are you from?
Los Angeles,
Okay. Where's your family from, Mr. Netter?
Los Angeles and Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
How long you been in Los Angeles?
since I was born there. I mean, what is there something that you're asking more specifically or trying to get at?
Yeah, just the what's the lineage of your family?
We came to the West Coast from Mississippi. And that's from my dad's side. My mom's side is a little more unknown, but they came from Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, so you don't know your mom's side?
It's more murky because yeah, for family reasons.
Okay, but you grew up with your mama. Your mama nurtured you, and then
Absolutely,
right,
absolutely.
so your mama,
But in terms of where it goes back in terms of history and our roots to the South,
brother, your mother has grandparents, and if they were in Jersey, were they from the Caribbean?
no.
Where were her grandparents from, sir?
California.
Okay. All right. So that means they were in California in the 1930s and 40s, right?
Sure.
How did they
I
get out?
get what you.
I'm
Go ahead.
but you're just saying stuff and it ain't making sense. That's not even making sense, sir.
Okay. Well, I'm
You
just trying. Go
you
ahead.
just don't. I think you're just saying stuff, sir. I don't know why, because yeah, I understand. I really understand cultural migrations and movements, and what you're saying, where your family was, it ain't adding up. It's not adding up. You're saying your mother's. She's from Jersey, but her grandparents were in California. That makes zero sense. It's
I
and
told
and,
you.
and I know
So I go ahead.
story patterns of black people. What you said, based on my knowledge of history and the migratory patterns, makes zero sense, sir. Uh,
My understanding is that we are from Mississippi. That is where we came from,
your dad
and that's about. Go
on your
ahead.
right
That's as far. That's where we've traced the lineage. We haven't done lineage on my mom's side.
on your dad's side, and you don't know about your mom's side,
It's a
right?
little bit more unclear, Kurt. Of course, yes.
So if it's unclear, that means it must be some kind of immigrant background because a lot of people with immigrant backgrounds, many of them don't have birth certificates. A lot of them can't trace things back. That's really the only reason it would get murky, brother. If it was some foreign,
It's very unfortunate that this is the tenor of the conversation because I come up here looking for a lighthouse and hoping that this would be a beacon of
so we're
hope.
going to do that.
Go ahead. Okay,
We're going
okay.
to have a great conversation, but you call up and you're just kind of talking in circles. Now, we got to slow down and let me understand who you are. That's what I want to do.
Absolutely.
I understand who
Absolutely. And I'm willing to give that to you.
I
I'm willing to offer that. Okay.
am.
And I'm sorry that I came up rambling, of course.
And-
Now I can also dial in what I was trying to say
Okay,
into a more coherent tone. Okay.
right. You were saying a bunch of stuff, and it just a lot of it wasn't making sense. You're talking about we're splintered, and I just don't know what you're talking about. So I'm just
This
trying to
okay.
get enough where you're coming from.
Excellent. I appreciate it. And I'm willing to try to slow down and give you some of that.
And I'm not beating you up.
If you,
But hold on, before I'm not beating up on you. I'm not jumping down your throat. I'm not beating up on you. Not beating
oh,
up on.
I'm well aware. I'm
Okay,
well
okay.
aware, and I appreciate it. And
Just
I think we're just trying to come together and understand where you're trying to understand where I'm coming from. And I appreciate you
right.
giving me the
Gonna
space and not jumping down my throat to be able to do that.
Right, because I'm giving you a platform to say what you need to say, but I'm confused, and I'm pretty sure some people in the audience is confused. So I just want to understand and just kind of let you say your piece, and then we can understand the context in which you're speaking. So the issue, because you came in, you mentioned Uncle Luke's space, and you were mentioning other spaces, and then you were talking about how people are disjointed and split up. And then you said we're split up along gender lines, and I just don't see that. But that's kind of confusing me. Foundational Black American men and women, we're pretty much on code for the most part. So I'm just
So I will address that. Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, where I see that happening is in terms of the political election coming up, any in some spaces, not necessarily this one, but in some spaces, there are African American men, foundational Black American men, from my understanding. Now, I'm not doing everybody's genealogy online, but that there is an invitation to speak to why they may be voting the way that they're voting. Now, in terms of me, I personally believe that both parties are playing foundational Black Americans. They pander to us when they need to try to get what they need from us, and then we're relegated to the wayside. This is from my personal experience in politics. This is also from my family, well, people within my family's experience over more election cycles, their experience, right?
Okay,
And the output is limited. And I won't say nothing, but it
hold on,
is. Go ahead.
hold on. Let me ask you this: are you supporting Kamala in this election? Let me ask you that. Are you supporting her? Go ahead.
I am I'm abstaining, to be honest, in this election.
So you're not going to vote. You're not supporting Kamala.
No, I am not voting in this election. I haven't voted. I didn't vote in the last election. I feel that my vote federally, given where I'm registered, is not really a threat. But personally, from an ideological perspective, I voted against my in a manner that I felt was against my own interests with this same type of uh vote for this as the lesser of two evils in 2016. And as I was in line, my spirit was telling me that this is not really for you, but you are doing it for the collective. And I've watched how it played out, and it wasn't satisfactory to me. And so if I was in a swing state, if I was in a place that there was more on the line, it would be a different calculation for me. But I am trying to invest my time, my energy, and my talents in places that are going to allow us to build a power block outside of the bipartisan system, that to build a greater point of leverage from, so that we can either exit this type of system or use our voice in a more powerful, substantial way.
Got it. All right, all right. Well, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Okay, shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know what he's talking about, to be honest. I ain't gonna leave in front. I don't know. I tried. I just don't know what he's saying. Okay, let's get Spook. He mentioned Spook.
Yeah, what up, bro?
How you doing, Spook?
I'm doing good. Yeah, he talking about this. I was in that space because they was over there caping for Kamala. And I just told them, look, y'all doing all this caping, man, we should be withholding our vote and ask for something for real next time. And all they went crazy. End up kicking me out the space. So that's what
Oh,
he talking about. I introduced
oh,
some real shit to him.
oh, that Luke and those guys, they're Democratic shills, man. Yeah, those are Democratic shill spaces. They're going to be engaging in bad faith arguments, so I wouldn't even waste time over in those spaces. I wouldn't even waste time. Let's get let me see. We got a lot of folks in here. Hold on, let me see. All right. We got a lot of people in here. Let's get let me see. Let me get uh where we at? Where we at? Let's get Jose in the building. Let's get Jose.
Yes, Tariq, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Jose. What's going on?
All good, man. I opened Twitter, I saw the space, and I was also like browsing. I saw on trending a segment of Charlemagne the God on CNN, um, saying that according to him, CNN covers Kamala unfairly, and he keeps saying he doesn't understand why. He said two things that I'm like, bro, are you literally brainwashed? Like the Democratic is actually doing what you're saying Trump is gonna do. He said, I don't know how CNN is not saying that Trump is threatening to put his political opponents in jail. Hasn't he seen the news the past like 2 years? They've been trying to put him in jail, doing the same thing. And the other thing he said, he's like, he said something that Trump says that's actually good for the black community. He said that Trump wants to start doing mass deportation of people
Right,
that are here illegally, that are costing the cities, like the country, a lot of money that could be going to the communities, right?
right.
And he said like it's a bad thing. I mean, I remember you posted a clip of a black lady in Chicago going in on the city council, like literally going in and saying like it was a really strong video because she was saying that she stated her age, and she
Right.
said she grew up in Jim Crow.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Let me answer that. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people are trying to come to us saying, "Hey, Trump is going to do mass deportations and racism." That mass deportations, that doesn't harm us. That actually helps us. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. It's not our job to put the cape on for everybody. When that Democratic shield called here the other night, that Debbie lady, and Debbie's probably still in here. We're talking about immigration, and she's up here like, well, yeah, they immigrants should come over here because they just trying to get a better life. I'm like, what? I want foundational Black Americans to have a better life. And you have a better life when you ain't up here getting pushed out of jobs and opportunities and schooling and other resources from non citizens who's flooding the zone. That affects us in a negative way. I want my people to have a better life in the country that they damn built, in the culture that they created for this country. They deserve to have a better damn life. I'm not obligated to put the cape on for non citizens who failed in their homeland. You understand? And then the excuse that the Democratic shills like to talk about, well, the U.S. had gotten a business. The U.S. destabilized them. The U.S., they destabilize us. We ain't fleeing. We stay and we take care of business. If your country is being destabilized by another country, you're not going to, why are you going to run to the enemy country and then try to identify as white? Because that's what they do. They come over here and try to identify as white. They're not trying to um, get rid of the system of oppression. You're not trying to change the system. They psychologically whoop you down. We try to change the system. We're always trying to go against the system. In fact, we're the moral compass of this country. We're the only people who made these white supremacists get some damn act right. Y'all understand that? Let's look at history. Foundational Black Americans, we are the only group that make these motherfuckers act like they got some damn sense. We're the only ones say, hey, enough is enough. Okay, slow down. Now you doing too much. Slow your ass down. Or I get this Molotov cocktail on you. Slow down. We're the ones who have to push back and make these folks get some damn act right and make them act like they got some damn decorum. Because other folks, you're not coming over here pushing that line. Yeah. So it's a real interesting dynamic. We got my brother Nigel in here. Let me get Nigel in here. Brother Nigel, what's up, fam? What's up, brother Nigel?
Peace to you, Leak. Reek, how you doing?
I'm good, man, brother.
Oh man, just got off the phone with a conference call with Thurston and Khalik and Preem. They told me to tell you what's happening. I said, your thing just came up, and I said, man, let me jump on here real quick and see what he talking about because we had been listening to some of the past broadcasts. But the family send they love,
But
basically.
is colleague still down in Atlanta, or is
No,
he?
no, he had just left from by me. He went to he up in the Bay. He's doing a couple of shows up there. Him and Preem.
Oh, cool.
Um, so yeah, we just got off the phone like a few minutes ago. I said, let me tap in. I said, but if you don't answer, then you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna just let it go. But nah, Thurston, he over in Africa. He just told me to tell you what's up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
Thurston
saying?
moving and shaking. Thurston be over there and his whole
Man.
Thurston. That's one of our hustle buddies.
Hey man, one of the OG see, a lot of people, man, don't know you like we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I've been
know.
knowing you over 30,
Y'all
I've been
know me.
knowing you over 30 plus years. You know what I mean? I really know you and we are the originators of everything, man, that you've been pushing, you know what I mean? And we were just having a conversation about that. And we're definitely proud of you and what you've become, out of all of us being young men and Khalik and Bilal was just laughing, talk about how young they were at the time, and me and you, we was still kind of pipsqueaks then.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Oh yeah. Thinking those guys, they were the ones giving me books
that
and
that see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't even know, man. A lot of this game that you got, a lot of the game that I got, we got from some real OGs. You know what I mean? That I could really put. You're real soldiers, bro. We just kind of stay in the cut. I'm just
oh
letting the world know that, bro. Anything go down with you, boy. You got some boys that you already know how we get down. That's why I don't have to jump on the spaces and be talking and doing all that, because the real soldiers, we don't talk, we just kind of stay in the cut, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But yeah, man, but Thurston just told me to tell you what's up, and Leak was laughing because he was talking about something you was talking about on one of the other broadcasts, and he said he was giving his history on his family is the original Trail of Tears. Khalid come from that lineage, you know what I mean, directly from it. So So he was getting into that, and we were talking about kind of putting some of that information into the Hidden History Museum, because you didn't, I don't know if you know, but Khalid got a lot of history on that, man. He's breaking down a lot of different stuff to me.
Oh man,
Um,
and Khalid was deep back in the day. Again, he was giving me the game.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, man, when we were all doing it. That's why, we were just laughing about it, and Bilal, he gonna still kind of son us, even though we grown as men. He still he still kind of sons us and shit. I be like, Bilal, man, you go. You still get that respect and love from us, but also, man, it had us doing a little other research, because in my lineage, Louise Bourdonnais was married to Homer Plessy. Now that's Plessy versus Ferguson. So
I,
come to find out, my great great cousins are the first blacks to integrate, because they were fighting against white supremacy in New Orleans. You know what I mean? So the first black school in New Orleans is in the French Quarters, and it was called Homer Plessy, elementary. So it's actually, and then the mother is the first that raised the children. So actually, a debt of gratitude is actually owed to my family. You know what I'm saying? This, you could Wikipedia this. You could look this up. You know what I'm saying? Louise Bourdonnais, and so Homer versus Plessy versus Ferguson transformed and morphed into Brown versus the Board of Education. That's where that all came from.
oh,
In the Supreme Court. So actually, my lineage, my last name, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and no disrespect to nobody else, but Bortnave is an original name. That's not like Jackson's or Johnson's or none of that. That's an original name. And they were the first blacks to actually integrate. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's a whole story on it, but people can look that up. So you spurring a couple of last conversations. That's what me, Thurston, and Khalid got to talking about. Just how we used to build anyway. We was just talking, and so I said, man, I'm gonna jump on it. I'm gonna say something to Tariq about Flex. I said I'm gonna talk to him about that. But everybody send they love, man. That's all. I just wanted to jump on for a hot minute and check it out,
So
leak. Yeah,
tell,
leak.
tell everybody I said what's happening, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's clicked in with some of my OGs from back in the day. I told you, man, I got a lot of game from the like Bay Area cats who came down here to LA, some hustlers, man, and these guys were like real smart dudes. These dudes would just give me a bunch of books. I told y'all, man, I got a lot of game from hustlers. That's why I don't throw the street cats and hustlers under the bus. I just don't. I got too much game from them. These were the ones who were lacing me. These were the ones when I was a youngster. These hustlers, these dudes were giving me books, man. They were lacing me with real ass game. Yeah. So they were the ones putting me on that path, man. So yeah, and I just don't throw everybody under the same under the bus, depending on if they're in the streets or whatever. I just don't. I just kind of look at the people and look at their character. Let's get Richard. Let's get Richard in the building. Mr. Richard, hop in, sir. Richard in the building. All right, Richard.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing, Richard?
Oh, hey, brother. I'm doing fucking phenomenal here. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely, Richard. Go ahead.
I would absolutely love to know how you feel about the fact that uh, absolutely everybody in this campaign that's going on right now seems to be brainwashed on both sides. I'm not talking about one side. I'm talking about both sides.
Okay. Elaborate on that, please.
Well, I'm going to have to start by saying that I've never listened to your podcast ever. I was just up and I saw that you had a conversation going on. But Kamala Harris doesn't have any message whatsoever.
Right.
I mean, she's chasing away, which nobody does this late in a campaign. They don't chase away from their message, they run to it. And but Donald Trump, on the other hand, his message is the same as it was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So I guess I don't understand where we end up with ourselves.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Richard takes a minute to get what he's trying to say out. I understand where he's coming from. I saw something where CNN, they had something where they were talking to Kamala and she was just fumbling and babbling, and even CNN was saying how bad she was doing in this interview. She had a debate with herself. This is what they said. They said she had a debate with herself and lost. CNN said this. That's bad when CNN, which is the official mouthpiece of the damn DNC, they're saying how bad you are. They had a bunch of panelists saying how bad her oratory skills are, saying how bad it is when you ask her about a policy. She gets to rambling for like 10 minutes and just never gives an answer. That's a horrible look, man. Let's be real. Kamala Harris, man, just put everything aside and just look at how she handles her business. She is a horrible business person and a horrible politician. All she does is talk in circles. That woman, just be real. And just use common sense. That woman is not president material. All that rambling and babbling, you ask a simple question and you just talking in circles for 5, 10 minutes. That's not good leadership skills. Leadership skills is getting an answer out there and making things happen, coming up with a solution, letting everybody feel safe and secure that you can give us the answers we need. When somebody asks you a question, we would like legitimate answers, especially let's imagine if there's some kind of tragedy or something. People want legitimate answers. And look, going back to a tragedy, when they had that flood out there on the hurricane on the East Coast, and then they sent her out here to start splaining about where the money was because wasn't enough money to rescue people like they needed to. And they had to send her out here to splain because they done squandered all the damn money on these illegal immigrants with them giving them debit cards. All the money is squandered, and they had her have to splain and talk in circles. You know, not cool. Not cool at all. Let's get Paul in here. Paul, hop on.
Oh, hey, Tariq, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you giving me a second here, and I appreciate your space and everything you do, brother. So I just wanted to quickly reach out, because yeah, I agree with so much that you just said right now, and the mass deportations and everything is so important and vital because what people don't realize right now is that we are literally being invaded. And I just went to a premiere of the documentary that just came out. I went to San Diego to go to the premiere live to be with the people who made it. And I've reached out to them and they've given me some authority. And I'm allowed to share this movie with anyone I want to for free because there is a paywall. It's like $10, but you get 2 documentaries for the What is Treason documentary. And it goes into the child trafficking problem that's going on at our border and also the invasion of all these illegal immigrants and what they're doing to every community, including the black community. And I agree with you. You know what? I want my Americans to thrive and I want black Americans to thrive. And this affects us
Right.
all. And so, Tariq, if you give me an opportunity, brother, if you just give me a DM, I want to give you a special link so that you can see it for
Yeah.
free because I think it's an important thing. And not only that, but I host spaces as well here on X. I don't have quite the numbers you do. We get 700, 800 in our spaces though, and it's a different community than yours. But I want to have honest conversations about reparations with people that are not, not just in your area. I want to reach out to more people about this. So that's all I wanted to share,
Yeah,
man.
I just hit you with the follow, so send me a DM, and I'd like to see what the movie is about. Absolutely. I think.
Yeah, I got full permission to give you it for free, brother. So I'm going to do that. And I look forward to having more conversations with you because we need to get our country back. People don't realize we are being invaded, and we're being invaded by the people within our own country. What the Biden administration has allowed to happen is unacceptable. And if we don't squash this, and if people don't realize the threat that another 4 years of a Kamala Harris admin would be, we're talking about another 20, 30 million illegal immigrants coming into our
Yeah,
nation, taking your jobs, taking your communities, taking your housing, taking your spaces, everything. And it's a big threat. So,
indeed. All right, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. But yeah. The immigration thing is a problem, and it's a problem in the black community. It's a problem in the white community because down there in Texas, y'all saw them Venezuelans. They're running up in suburbs. They had some white woman hemmed up. Y'all heard about that? They went up in some white woman's house and had her at gunpoint up in the suburbs. You see, because a lot of people thought that immigration thing, well, hell, we'll just send them over there to the black folks. That's why they could get that immigration stuff through because they just the whole thing. What they do with immigrants, they always throw them around us. Now some of these immigrants are like, no, they spreading out. The immigrants are hitting the damn suburbs and running up in folks' cribs. So now it's like, oh, we got to do something. Well, that's what we told you. That's what we told you. Well, but yeah, we ain't with that. Yeah, it doesn't benefit us. We foundational Black Americans, we don't really get no benefit from all of this mass immigration. This doesn't help us. It harms us. That's the reality. It harms us all the way across the board. And there's nothing wrong with us not wanting to sit up here footing the bill for every damn body. And people getting dumped into our communities, and in some of these cities, the schools are being used up, and it's too much. It's too damn much. Let's get some more people in here. I see you down there, Chaotic Truth, trying to get some clout. Oh, you trying to get that clout. You trying to get you some material. I feel you, brother. You're gonna have to eat some bush meat by yourself. Let's get Melanie. Let's get Miss Melanie in here. Melanie, what's up, Melanie?
Hi, Tariq.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to comment on the topic I guess we're talking about the immigrants and them not having like foresight and seeing what's coming down the pipeline. Um, I think the delineation was really good that we did because I believe like the the white supremacists is about to crack down on immigrants. So they attacking like the Jews, the Haitians, and they really, 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 really like about to crack down on them. And I don't think like a lot of the African and Caribbean immigrants really see like it's going to get really bad for them. So them attacking us, the warrior class or the protective class or whatever, I don't think that's going to be good for them because we already delineated and it's just going to get very bad for them. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, that's why a lot of people are mad at us, like we're doing something to them. We're not doing anything. All we're doing is letting people fight for themselves. All we did is said, hey, you know what? Yeah, you got this. Yeah, since you're the best, y'all come over here and tell us how great you are. Go ahead and be great, my guy. That's all we're doing. Just be great. But wait, nigga, wait, we're all in this together. They're going to get us. No. They're going to get you. And you told us that we need to stop complaining about racism and leave the white man alone. And okay, so we're going to leave the white man alone and we'll let you deal with what they got going. But wait, nigga, it's racism. No, Umbutu, you told us there wasn't no racism. No, don't come to us now and then get mad because we delineated. No, you told us wasn't no racism and we just didn't work odd. And you came over with $2 and you worked so hard and we should learn from you. Okay, well let me learn from you. Go ahead and show me. Show me how to deal with them on your own. That's what we're saying. And then people keep trying to drag us with immigration is a black problem too, nigga. No, it ain't. It ain't a foundational black American problem. None of this is our, these are not our problems. These are not our problems at all. Yeah. Let me get some folks in here. We got a lot of people in here. Let's get Diavion with the butter. Diavion, what's up, brother? And then we're gonna get, let me see, Diavion, and then Dev. What's up, Diavion?
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I see the topic tonight, man. I just seen it. Tariq, I ain't gonna lie. I think it's over for him, man. And then they just gave him the key to the city as well.
Yeah, yeah, Lil Durk. I talked about that earlier. How once they start giving cats the keys to the city, they gave Little Dirk the key to the city. Then remember, they gave Puppy the key to the city. They gave him the key, and then they hit you with a damn Fed charge after. But yeah, an election season. When it's election season, they try to get high profile Fed cases so they can so that can be on the ballot when they run. So they can say, hey, I'm running for office. My office got Little Dirk. We got him. We got Puffy. We got Black Lives Matter leader Sir Major. They got Sir Major in an election season as well. So they wait for the election seasons to roll the joints out and start throwing cats under the bus. Let me get Dev in the building.
Hey Tariq,
What's up, Dev? How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Dev. Where you from, Dev?
Oh, I called you before. I'm from New York. Um, I'm not an immigrant though. I'm actually FBA.
Okay, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
be forgetting. There's so many people be calling. So what's on your mind, Dev?
yeah. Not much, Tariq. I just wanted to ask you about we've been doing a lot of this election talk, and because you kind of been saying like, hey, we're not going with the Democrats or the Republicans, but you know how kind of like people used to usually say that thing about like, hey, well, we're gonna vote for the lesser evil, so that's why you need to vote for Kamala or whatever. I'm starting to think that I don't know with this immigrant thing. Maybe the lesser evil is Trump. Like, I mean, is that like a stretch to say? Do you
Not
think?
really, right? Because yeah, I told people, man. Some people ask me who's better. If you just had to make a choice of who's better or worse, I would say Trump is better than Kamala.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just because the white guy who called up earlier, he was like kind of like alluding to this, like they're just flooding in all these people because like I'm in literally in New York, so like I see it all around where I'm from, and like me being like one of the few FBA people here, and it's like man, I'm not with this at all. This is, and then
Yeah.
I see certain guys like Democrat, like quote unquote FBA Mark Lamont Hill saying like, oh yeah, immigrants don't affect us, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, and it's just like all these guys trying to downplay it. It's just really, really just, really chapping my hide, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, a lot of those DeMarc Lamont Hills. Remember, these are Democratic operatives. They're Democrat shills. So their job is to sit here and toe the line. That's how they get their next job. Doing the job for the Hollywood structure, the corporate structure, which is very left leaning. Let's get Nikki in here. Nikki the guy. What's up, dear?
Hey, Tariq, this one is really quick. You were talking about the keys to the city.
Yeah.
I put it in the blue pill, the chat. Cameron said that they offered him the key to the city and he didn't know what came with it, so he turned it down.
Smart man. He kind of knew. Hey, don't. That's interesting. Yeah. That is interesting. He's like, hey, this sounds like a setup. This sounds like a trick bag. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of feel him on that. I remember Cameron saying that. The rapper Cameron said they tried to offer him a key to the city. He was like, I'm cool. Because he kind of smelled something fishy about that. Because they'll sit here and give you props and praises out the blue. You dig? They'll prop you up and parade you around just so they can flip and do a Rico on you. They it's like you're putting some honey and pineapple on some ham right before you put it in the oven. You make it nice and tasty and sweet right before you're about to cook it. Arsalan.
Hey there, buddy. Hey there. Um, yeah, I was listening to it earlier on, and I just think that they're trying to distort the population of America right now. I think they're trying to hype, like they're trying to bring in all these people from different places of the world. But at the same time, what they're trying to do is they're trying to decimate like the local population, and they're trying to get rid of people, like in a very weird way. What they're trying to do is they're trying to reorganize the whole education system and fucking mess America over, like in a very, not invest in any infrastructure, not invest in any healthcare. Homelessness is going through the roof in America right now. The veterans aren't getting any money. So right now, like it's a shit show. No matter who you vote for, by the way, you can vote for Kamala or Trump. They're all the same, by the way, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. They're the two different same two different wings of the same bird. That's exactly what's going on in America. Your vote does not count, y'all. They're all working in this together. And you know what's funny is BRICS just got together. BRICS just got together. You think BRICS got together for no reason? It's because the petrodollar deal ended. The American and Saudi petrodollar. So the currency is losing its power, and the power is going towards the east right now. That's basically what's going on with America right now. America,
Mm,
yeah.
there you go. All right. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate you. Let's get Jesus is my king. Jesus is my king. What's up, Jesus is my king? You want to unmute your microphone, sir? That would be great. Can you ask Jesus to unmute your microphone, sir? Let's get that microphone unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, brother?
Hey, sir, how are you?
I'm good, man. What's on?
Yeah, I want to talk about something off topic about reparations.
Go ahead.
You made the Maroon movie that you made, I think about last year, about the Maroons
Yep.
in Florida.
Yep. American Maroon. Yes.
Yeah, I love the movie. My children love it. We watch all the time.
Thank
Um, now the Seminoles in Florida that fled to Mexico. Um, are they um are they due reparations if we get it?
you. No, because
Okay.
those are yeah they've had an ethnogenesis in Mexico. They became the Muskogos down there. They're the Muskogos down there. So they're they morphed into a whole different ethnic group. They now speak Spanish. Their descendants a whole different thing. So yeah, and shout out to the great John Horace who
Um.
went down. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's this YouTube guy called Check in Effect. I don't know if you heard of him. He went down to Mexico to see the Muskogos.
Okay.
It's a good video. It's about an hour and a half long. Great video. It's very, very enlightening, and they do know their history, and they do know that they got people in Oklahoma, and they go back and forth, and there are people that go back and forth from Mexico to the United States. So it's not like they stay in Mexico; they go back and forth.
Right.
Yeah,
But they're the Muskogos are now citizens of Mexico, so they would have to immigrate back, and it's a whole thing.
yeah,
But
yeah, 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 yeah.
but that's the thing with lineage. Um, when you move somewhere or migrate somewhere, and you're there, and your lineage and your descendants are there for a certain amount of time, there's an ethnogenesis that comes from that. Just like with tribes in Africa. Again, a lot of these tribes are not as old and ancient as people try to make it seem. Certain tribes were pushed into certain areas, and they became part of other tribes, like the Igbos would. Some of them would they get moved around and they become part of the Hausa tribe. Some of them have to flee and go to other parts of the continent, and then they just get pushed in Central Africa. Then they become part of another tribe. They get amalgamated in. So yeah, that's just how it works. People have ethnogenesis, and we had our ethnogenesis here. All right, $1 trillion, $1 trillion. Trill, what's up, Trill? All right, Trill, you want to unmute that microphone? All right, Trill ain't saying nothing. All right, let's get Miss D in here. Let's get Miss D in the building. Miss D, if you are in the building, hop on. Miss D, want to unmute your microphone? If you can unmute your microphone, that would be absolutely phenomenal. All right, Miss D.
Actually,
Hey, what's on your mind, Miss D?
I dropped the phone. But anyway, I wanted to tell you, have you looked on Sir Major page to see Roland's twirling around in that whatever he have on? Sir
Oh,
Major just posted it.
hold on, wait, let me see. What is that old one? Because it might be an old one. He's always dancing somewhere.
I
Hold on,
don't
let me.
think it's old because I think that pastor with him.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta go to Sir Major's page. Um, yeah, I gotta see this. Because yeah, Roland always got a video where he's throwing it in a damn circle somewhere. Hold on, let me see if I could see what the video is. Da-da-da-da-da. Hold on, let me see something. Uh, okay, hold on 1 second. Uh, I'm looking at Sir Major's page. I'm trying to see this. I can't see nothing. Oh, I see it. Okay. Oh Lord. Oh, oh, Sir Major, come here. Sir Major, can you put this in your thing? He's up here with Jamal. This is the new video. Good freaking grief. Sir Major, hop on here. If you can put this in the thing in the Jumbotron. Oh God, Roland. He got like some long ass. Okay, yeah. Okay, y'all have to see it for yourselves. All right. Yeah, we'll post it in the thing in a minute. We'll post it. Let me get since Chaotic Truth is here. Oh, now Chaotic, he's gonna get this clip and make about 20 hours of material off of it, and I'm happy. I'm happy to be able to feed you, brother. Um, that's what Black FBA Daddy is for. So, what's on your mind, Chaotic? How are you, sir?
Pretty good, man. I'm glad you allowed me to call in. Thank you so much. Positivity is coming your way, and I, uh, I don't know. I mean, I agree with everything that you were saying, pretty much.
Yes,
What's
indeed.
what's going on?
Yes,
What's going
indeed.
What's going on, man?
Yeah, man. We're talking about immigration and um, not supporting it, not supporting all this mass immigration, and we're standing on
I
I
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I'm saying I agree with you. I believe that Kamala Harris, along with the Biden administration, um, has done a grave ill. They've set upon a grave ill upon this country. They pretty much have dissolved the southern border, and it's going to be a long time until this situation is corrected. I mean, Trump is promising on the first day that he's going to implement the largest deportation or mass deportation in U.S. history, but I don't even know if that was, for the most part, that's probably all talk. I mean, it takes an incredible amount of logistical planning to round up all these people. But I agree with you on that, man. That's one of the things I actually 100% agree with you on. I've talked about that on my channel, to be honest with you. And
Hmm.
then you're letting in all these people who, obviously are felons and criminals, etc. It's bad, man. But oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing. But thank you so much, Chaotic. Let me get Soheem, brother Soheem, in here.
The most honorable Tariq Nasheed.
What's up, Soheem? How are you, sir?
How are you doing, sir? First of
Good,
all, let's get chaotic off of here because you already know he on here trying to flip some content off the family. You
oh yeah,
already know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he trying to flip some, but I know you already on code, so you just letting him do it just to think that's what he doing. But
Hmm.
but but I just wanted to speak on this. Um, I've been trying to tap in with you for a minute on here and let the family know that Tariq, you, people, some people may think I'm crazy for saying this, but I've never seen one individual affect an election the way you have. I want to take it as far as to say that I think that you as an individual have probably affected this election individually more than probably any other figure that I've seen in our culture.
Mm. Mm.
And I'm not saying that to dick ride. I'm not saying that just because I follow your, like, I wholeheartedly mean that.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is because I see a lot of other, I know you don't like the name drop,
Yeah.
and you don't like to pop your collar on here as much as you could.
Right. Right.
So I'll just say this, and you kind of read between the lines. It's other operatives and other figures who, challenge you, and who, you've had some words with, so on and so forth, and they're using the same exact terminologies as Tariq Nasheed.
Mm.
The
Mm.
same exact terminologies.
Mm.
I mean verbatim. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's how I know it comes from you.
Yeah.
And so it's so crazy. If you could just give me a quick second to say this. I was thinking about Kevin Samuels, and I'm a follower of Kevin Samuels, and I mess with Kevin Samuels for sure. And
Mhm.
I was thinking about the way he does his content, and
Mm.
I was listening to him and listening to him, and I went back and listened to Mac lessons. I was like, Tariq Nasheed is it made this manosphere shit popping.
Yeah.
You
All
know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's almost like not only the manosphere content, because that's all we really talk about in our community outside of politics is manosphere and women and men and marriage and who's high value. And I'm like, Tariq been talking about this shit. And
Absolutely.
and so to land my plane, I just want to say this. It almost seems like shit is not cool until Tariq makes it cool.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I just want to send a message to the family and say this real quick about Kamala, a point I want to make. And I get into it. I'll tell you every time you allow me to speak, I get into it with thousands of people on a daily basis about, standing on business for the lineage. And the main thing that I hear is anytime I question Kamala's lineage, I'll present the facts, and then they immediately put the goalpost back and say, "Well, what her lineage got to do with her running for president? That ain't got to do nothing with what Trump said. His parents was Irish and German." I'm like, man, white is white. Stop trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like they trying to kind of try to say Trump kind of lied about his lineage and try. You know what I'm saying? They move back the goalpost anytime you question her lineage. So I just want to tell the family that we gotta protect Tariq Nasheed at all costs. We gotta make sure we stand behind his brother. At some point, I hope you run for some kind of government office, some kind of political seat, some kind of something. But if you do, Tariq, your family behind you, brother. And I'm gonna land my plane with that.
Much respect. Man. Thank you so much. But yeah, yeah, that whole thing where they try to gaslight folks about Kamala Harris and her lineage. So, like, what her race matter? What her lineage matter? Well, the Democrats, you guys are the ones running around pushing the whole she's black narrative. That's coming from the damn DNC. See, they do this little gaslighting move where they run out here and, hey, hey, folks, y'all need to vote for Kamala because if you don't like black women. Like, what? She ain't black? Oh, why y'all tripping on her? What you mean she ain't black? Her dad is Jamaican. But yeah, her dad, he ain't never really identified as black. Oh, why y'all tripping on that? Why y'all worried about that? You the one came to us. That's classic gaslighting. They are the ones pushing that. let's be clear. It is the DNC. They are the ones who keep pushing this thing about Kamala being black and her lineage, and they have us talking in circles about that. And that is deliberate. That came from a think tank, and they said, hey, go out there and gaslight black society about her lineage so people can talk in circles around that so that it will deflect from the fact that her policies are trash. That's very deliberate. That's a very deliberate troll strategy because when people are talking in circles about her lineage, which is what they orchestrate, you ain't talking about how garbage her policies are. Because notice, anytime you start talking about her policies, it always go into deflection. When you say, hey, wait a minute, forget about that whole race thing. I'm from California. I'm looking at her track record. I'm looking at some of the janky stuff she's done, and her record don't look that good. But Trump had it's Trump fault. What about Trump though? You think Trump gonna get y'all some reparations? It always turns into some damn deflection. Always. Everything is all about smoke screens with Kamala Harris. And then they turn around and gaslight us like we're bringing up her racial background. No, you're trying to shame us into supporting her and acting like we got some kind of racial camaraderie with her. So they're trying to shame us. Remember, it's Barack and those guys coming out, Stacey Abrams, all of them wagging their finger to us. Well, let me talk to the brothers. I'm disappointed in the brothers. You know, y'all not supporting Kamala like you're supposed to be supporting her. That's like, that's a black woman. Black woman raised you, taught you how to read. I'm like, what? Hey, what are you talking about? Man, if y'all don't get the hell out of here, we're like, go somewhere with that nonsense. We're telling y'all to get the hell out of our faces with that. We're not rocking with her like that. That's where her numbers are janky. Her numbers are still down, by the way. For real, her numbers are down. They're supposed to be in a dead heat. Trump has a slight lead. And if he has a slight lead, that means that electoral college is going to kick her in the ass. In order for them to get that electoral college, she needs to be way ahead. She needs to be way up. She ain't way up. And also a significant number of black voters are going after Trump, going up voting for Trump. A very significant amount, way higher than it was in 2020. So yeah, the right wingers, they have peeled off some of those Democratic voters, and there's a lot of black Democratic voters who's going to stay home too. They're going to hit that couch. Then you have some who's going to vote for Cornell. Then you have some who's going to vote for Jill Stein. So it's a very interesting thing. Let's get the angry black. The angry black. What's up, the angry black? Mr. Angry Black, unmute your microphone, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's going on?
What's up, Tariq? Hey, have you talked about the voting machines changing from
Yeah,
prime to you have?
yeah, I talked about that the other day. It was something in Texas I heard where
Yeah.
yeah, people in the ballot said they voted for Kamala. It was some weird stuff going on. Have you heard about that happening in other cities?
Yeah, I'm in Arkansas. My mom went to vote and she said the same thing happened to her. And and I asked her, did she change it back? And she said she tried to change it back and it just kept jumping back over there to Kamala.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so the finesse is in. They're doing this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. This is an election. I told people, I think that was a finesse, to be honest. The 2020, I think that was a finesse. I think that was a straight up and down finesse, man. But yeah, they were making it seem like black voter turnout was the highest ever for Biden. I don't know one black person that went out and voted for Biden. And I'm the blackest mofo in the country, dude. You don't get blacker than me. I know black folks. I swear to God, I don't know one black person who went out and voted for Biden. I don't know none, man. In 2020, I don't know none. I don't know nobody who was really supporting him. I mean, for him to get all of this big groundswell of support, that made zero sense. Let me get Sir Major in real quick. Sir Major, hop on in, brother. Hop on in, Sir Major.
So that you call for me.
Yeah, what was that thing with Roland the
Hey
jumbo?
man, I don't know what's going on with the Boule, man. They're out of pocket,
Please put that video in the jumbotron.
but uh, it's in the jumbotron now. I don't know if he was shopping at Fashion Nova. I don't know what's going on, man. But Roland Martin think he's the baddest. He's
I
always
know. Oh,
he's always trying to
he
dance.
oh, Roland always got to be the baddest bitch when he walk in the room. Always got to be the baddest.
have you have you ever seen him rolling his neck?
Yeah, yeah, all the time. And
Oh my
that,
god.
man,
Yep.
but yeah, thank you, man. Put it up in the jumbotron for everybody, please, please. But there it is, right there. Y'all look at this video of Roland. Thanks, Roland up here. Got this long black robe on, looking like a fat Dracula, twirling and sashaying around. Good Lord, Roland. Good Lord. Somebody get him. Throw some water on it. Lord. Ahmad, brother Ahmad, what's up, bro?
Brother Tariq, how's it going, brother?
I'm good, Ahmad. How are you, sir?
All is well, all is well. I just wanted
What
to pay homage.
what's you in,
Go
brother?
ahead.
What city you in?
I'm in Chicago, but I'm from Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. There it is. What's on your mind?
Yes, sir. So I just wanted to pay homage, bro. You know, I've been following you for the past 10 years on behalf
Yes.
of myself, my brothers, my cousin. Like, we really thank you for all the work you've done for us, from back to the Mac lesson. You've helped us as young black men back when we were in college just develop that self-confidence, right? And around that time, I met my girlfriend, who's now my wife.
Mm.
We've been married for going on 2 years now. We've been together 7 years. And the Mac lesson, it was at one point, bro, I was listening to the Mac lessons every day.
Oh yeah.
And then I got the art of Macking.
Yeah.
My mom, she saw how much your work has helped transform not only my life, but my brother's life. So she went and bought me the Mac Within.
Mm. Yes.
And so I just wanted to pay homage in that regard. And one more thing, bro. Thank you. I know we had some black scholars in the past who brought some awareness to the whole foundation of Black American. Like, I read from Dr. Claude Anderson. He talked a little bit about, like, I think he used Native Black American. I think that's the
He did.
term he used.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, but you brought it up on a whole global scale.
Oh yeah.
And it just solved so many problems. Like, just from Obama. Look,
Yeah.
he's not us.
I,
You know,
uh,
Obama, Kamala,
yeah.
these
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, brother. But yeah, I really started to peep game with when I saw Obama and that whole benign neglect and him not doing anything to help us. I said that something ain't right, because that's not how we are. As foundational Black Americans, we look out for each other. We look out for each other. We wouldn't just sit up and allow that to happen without saying anything. I mean, this dude didn't do anything or even say anything. And we got to understand, okay, this dude ain't from our lineage, so he's not going to have the same cultural and lineage sensibilities as us. Yeah. And we have to understand some of these groups, they just look at us as a different tribe because they're not from the lineage. So, that really started waking me up to see how deep this thing was. And again, I've been battling these tethers online for years. I've been smashing on these damn tethers, checking them, letting folks know how problematic many of them were. Not all, because we got some non-FBA folks who are cool. We rock with them. But then we got that other class that's been undermining us for the longest, and we had to holler at them. But how many people? We got a lot of folks in here, but yeah, a lot of people are mentioning the whole Mac lessons. Yeah, that whole listen, the whole manosphere stuff. Y'all know I was doing that over 20 years ago. What the manosphere is now, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Dude, I got in the game early. All these dudes, basically, some of the manosphere guys, these guys got my old books and kind of rehashed them. They got a lot of game from my old books. Some of these guys would steal like whole chapters from my books. I'm talking the books. My books were bestsellers like 25 years ago, and I started podcasting early. I started podcasting when it was relatively new. I did my first podcast in 2006. The Mac lessons came out August 1st, 2006. I got to do a documentary about Mac lessons, about the classic. That shit was classic. If y'all were around in those days, the game was heavy around those days. The game was real, real heavy. And folks weren't used to hearing that type of game. So yeah, that changed a lot. And a lot of folks, it influenced a lot of people, which is, that's what it is. And I appreciate everybody for getting all my books and stuff from back in the day. Let's get Kimla Black. Kimla Black in the building. Kimla Black. Hop on.
Man,
How you doing, Kimla? How are you?
doing well, doing well, doing well. I was going to make it real quick. First off, obviously, shout out to you.
Yes.
And I'm not a big fan of Roland. I must say, I don't like him, but I have to say he do look kind of sexy though in that robe or whatever. He do look kind of sexy, right? A little
Oh,
bit.
oh, oh, oh. This is Lil Nas X's page down, brother. 3 doors down. You at the wrong apartment, brother. No, no, no. The letter on the door is G, not B. All right. This is apartment G. All right. You looking for apartment B for Bussy. This is wrong apartment, brother. Let's get Paul Allen. Let's get Paul Allen in the building. All right. Mr. Paul Allen. What's happening, Paul?
What's going on, Tariq? How are you?
I'm good, Paul. What's happening with you, sir?
Just I can't fall asleep, so I saw you were doing a space. I haven't come by in a little bit. Just thought I'd check it out. What's this deal with Roland up here? I've always thought this guy was kind of a goofball.
Yeah. He's just a Democratic shill. So he just kind of toes the line and does a lot of dancing for the Democrats. So it is what it is. What's going on over there with the right wingers?
Oh, I don't know. I can't really call it right now. I mean, it's just a bunch of bullshit. I mean, do you think this Roland guy? Do you think he's a tether, or is he? What's his deal?
He's a Democratic shill, so a lot of us, nobody really takes what he says seriously because it's in bad faith. His job is to basically toe the line and spew Democratic talking points. So, we see him for what he is. So, now, how you guys doing on the election front? I know you're supporting Trump, correct?
Really, I'm pretty apathetic to the whole thing. I don't really care.
Yeah, but y'all say that, but y'all still,
No, that's just how I feel. I mean, I don't really. It's all just kind of fake and gay. You know what I mean?
mm, mm. Yeah, but somebody's gonna win in November. Who do you think is gonna win?
The Jews.
Okay. Well, which Jews running for office?
Well, none of them, but they're controlling both candidates. You know
Oh,
that.
I don't know. I do not know. I don't know who's controlling who because the corporate structure they seem to be controlling one end, and I don't know who's controlling who.
Who are you voting for, Tariq?
I was for Cornell West, but he got the immigration thing going. And I'm not really a big fan of the immigration thing. I was thinking about Jill Stein because she's talking about reparations. So, um, That might be an option, or I just might vote for that couch, that trusty couch.
For Kamala.
Oh, no, no, no. Are you saying she's the couch? No, no.
Yeah, like the casting couch.
Oh, damn, that's messed up. That is messed up, sir. But yeah, yeah, I think you're probably going to vote for Trump. If who do you think is the lesser of the evils in the election?
It's hard to say, really. But probably Trump. But I mean, there's some people that think if he doesn't get elected, will accelerate. Things will get so bad that we'll accelerate to where we need to be.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, Paul, well, thank you so much, Paul. I appreciate your call, Paul. Let me get
Good talking to you, bud.
all right, let's get the person with all of these Arabic numbers and letters. I don't know what this says.
Yes, yes, yes. Tariq, do you know what your name means? Is this your real name or is it a
Yes,
handle name?
yes. Shining Star of God.
And it means also the person that comes at night. It's an Arabic name. Why you name yourself? Who named you an Arabic name?
The
Also,
Lord. The
the
Lord.
Lord, the
Yeah,
Lord.
the Lord. Who helped you flee from your homeland?
Well, nobody. I'm here free. I came here by my choice. Unlike you, I know, I understand. I understand you came here by force. So you call
Mm-hmm.
yourself FBA or something, foundational or force black something. But
Uh-huh.
you're not even pure. I'm more black than you. You
How
know
how
that.
how are you more black than me? Explain that.
Because I got no white blood mixed in me. Nobody raped my ancestors. None. I'm black. Black,
Really?
black, black.
From where?
Triple black. Triple black.
From where?
Triple black, bro. I'm from Somalia, man.
Sir, if you don't stop, sir, them Arabs tearing your ass. That's why you got all that Arab writing. Them Arabs was all up in that bussy. If you don't stop.
Okay, let me tell you something, bro. Let's not talk about that.
The
Why you
British,
not? Why?
oh, no, no, no. The British was up in that ass. They were tag teaming you. The British, the Arabs were running trains on you, sir. So you better stop. But go ahead. If you don't quit. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Unmute yourself, sir. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Man, get on that.
How do you mute me and say unmute yourself, man? That's like a slave mindset.
Yeah,
Don't. I was listening to you. Let me listen. Let's listen
and
to each other.
speaking of slavery, at least we got rid of slavery a couple of hundred years ago. Yes, fellow Somalians, they're being enslaved now. You understand?
Bro, we never
Mm,
been slaves.
yes, you're
We
being enslaved.
enslaved. We actually enslaved your slave master.
No, you didn't.
We actually, yeah, we enslaved white people.
Oh, sir,
Ask, yes, sir. Yes, we did.
sir.
Okay, but let's get back to this point.
Oh,
I just,
because no, them Somalis are being enslaved up in Libya. Y'all being enslaved. Y'all being sold in slave markets now. So don't you holler at me about no damn slavery. We fought ours off. Y'all being enslaved up in Libya now, sir. So you better stop it. Go ahead.
but listen, Tariq, let me ask you this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed, the worst type of coward is the one that,
The one that what? Okay. Go ahead. I didn't push the button. Sometimes it does that. I didn't push the mute button. I did not push the mute button.
you,
Sometimes,
you, you got used to it. That's why you got used to being, dotting people, muting people just because they trigger you or something. Calm down, brother.
go
You
ahead.
can take it.
Say what you had to
So
say.
so right now when you talk when we ask you about real questions, some guy asks you a question about political situation and the juice, and I seen you dodging it, like swerving, like, oh, I ain't gonna talk about Jews. I ain't gonna talk about Zionists. I ain't gonna talk about these people, but I'm gonna talk about. That's fine, but It's crazy that you don't know. Like these people stole your culture, okay, and made you the human shield against those crazy white people. They always bringing up, you know, you call yourself FBA, forced Black Americans.
Force,
Uh, is it
force.
isn't is it isn't what that
Like
FBA stand for?
like the Britons didn't force you into subjugation, sir, and the Arabs didn't force you, sir. Hmm? You were the one forced, and then you got forced off your own land and fled your ass over here. So you're projecting, sir. You were
This
forced.
this this land belonged to no one. Native Indians might say something. I am here the same way as an Irish or any fucking free.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. And no, you're not over here like an Irish person. You are fleeing tether in a completely failed homeland, sir. You had to run away from your own failed culture, and you had to come over here and get a leg up in life because foundational Black Americans made a way for you to do that, sir. So you are very different, sir. Go ahead, Doodleton.
Regardless, don't think like a little bitch. Act like a Black African.
That's what you're doing, projecting, and I'm not going to act like a fleeing tether. That's what I'm not going to do. I'm a foundational Black American. We built a culture on standing on business and not fleeing like a little old musty biatch, like you, sir. That's why you're so hostile towards us because you're upset because you're around the non fleeing class. And you know how bad of a look that is for you to be a little old skinny, big light bulb head fleer hopping on somebody's train, plane, inner tube, or boat to get the hell away from your homeland. You're
Bro, I'm not. I don't have issues like you.
dude,
I love my African Americans. I love the people that was
dude,
here.
because if it weren't for us, you'd be somewhere baking
No,
a
you
cake.
drop. Why you keep muting me, bro? Like
Because
I'm
yeah,
I'm not.
because we're talking, and when I talk, you hush. I don't want you to talk over me. This is not the immigration office. You don't get to come in and babble. All right, we're having a dialogue. You say something, I say something, sir. And I'm saying, yes, I bet you do like foundational Black Americans because if it were not for us, you'd be somewhere sauteing a meerkat in your homeland, sir. Now go ahead, Dudu Tunde. Go ahead, sir. Since you want to do a lot of projecting onto us, go ahead. Why are you sitting over here in our homeland talking about what we are and what we're not? We ain't fleers.
Not really. You're 25% Irish. Listen,
I'm 100%.
I.
Go ahead.
You're not no 100% African. Calm down. You're
I,
not
I
no 100%. You're
damn
not no
sure.
100%.
I, I
God
didn't say
damn.
you damn right I'm not. I didn't say I was 100% African. I'm 100% foundational Black American. Get some of that earwax out of them big old ears and listen. I'm a foundational Black American, sir. Go ahead.
Anyways, my brothers, this guy called you foundational. We call each other black.
No, y'all don't. Y'all don't call yourselves Black over there. We're the only ones who made Blackness cool. You guys did not make Blackness a thing. Foundational Black Americans made Blackness an elevated term and status. And we did that exclusively. You
Okay,
did, sir.
okay. Listen, Taro, let me tell you something, Taro.
You, sir,
Uh,
you made hunger hot. All right. You are literally the face of hunger, sir. That's why you got so much vitriol. You're not at liberty to point your finger towards foundational Black Americans as at nothing. We are the
mm,
face of Black progress, and you are the face of hunger, sir.
do
Go
you
ahead.
talk? Do you,
I did what, sir? Dudu Tunde. Hop on, sir. I don't have you muted. Unmute your microphone if you're muted, sir.
I like that. He said, I gotta mute myself. Do you talk like that real life? like face to face?
I do. Yeah, everything that I'm saying to you on this phone, I would say the exact same thing to you if I'm standing right there in front of you.
Mm, cool
You think
story.
I would not?
I don't think so because you're a loud dog.
You think I wouldn't say, listen, dude, do you
You
know,
talk too
dude,
much.
dude,
But let me tell you.
hold on, let's slow down. Man, do you know how much of a G I am about the way I stand on business? Dude, I done went up against some of the best of them. You think I won't tell a little old hungry musty
Mm,
flea Heather what I feel about him in his face? Really?
yeah, but let me.
What would you do? Well, what would you do with your little rib cage showing? What would you do to anybody? Just forget about me. What would you do to anybody with your little old fleeing ass? You can even stand up to your homeland. You can't stand up to nothing. Don't act
You
tough on
you 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 you're too soft, man. I'll eat you.
don't
Like you're
don't
gonna be like my meal.
dude, dude. Y'all niggas are not the face of toughness. There's no such thing.
So,
Dude,
bro, listen.
dude, even y'all gangsters are hungry. Even on the in the Captain Phillips movie, the pirates, they were the gangsters and they were hungry and frail. You dig? That's
I
the
tell you,
best
you're right.
brother.
You're right. You're very hungry, bro.
Let-
Listen,
brother. Don't
very
act like
hungry.
but don't
No,
act
no.
like a
But let me.
tattleish. Hold on. Don't act like no G on the phone. You ain't about that life at all, dude. You're not about that life. You ain't about that gangster business, sir. You're not. You're too frail and hungry. You're vitamin deficient, sir. I'll take your vitamins away from you. I just steal your vitamins and let you fall out. You understand? You're not about that life. You're not about that, sir. So please don't ever act tough with nobody.
All
I
right.
will get a fly swatter and just swat you to death, sir. That's what I would do. But what's on your mind? What else is on your mind, sir? Let's talk. What's on your mind? I don't have you muted, sir. Even if it says muted by the host, it might take a couple of. I don't know why it does that. I think
Um,
it's
maybe
automatic.
you need to stop. Maybe you need to stop. You could. I swear, I'm not gonna interrupt you. I don't. I'm not. You know, I got three wives, man. I don't do the yelling matches. You know, I don't shout over someone. You know, I listen
Where
to you. You're funny. You're
where
funny. Listen. You
your
got
three
charisma.
where are
Listen,
your three
listen. Hmm?
where are your three wives?
My three wives. Listen. I tell
Where
you
are they?
something about Somali people. I tell you something about
Three
Somali people.
wives.
I
Okay,
tell you
let's start.
something. It's not that I'm comparing you to my wives and stuff or a
You
feminine
don't
ways.
have no,
It's not that
no,
I'm.
you don't have no three wives, sir. You don't. You are a wife. Dude, you got your bussy spread for a white man because that's what y'all had to do to get a green card. You're the wife, my guy. That's why you're trying to fake stuff so that you can try to claim your manhood.
Cool.
You had to do
No.
something funny
Mhm.
for to get over here, brother.
I
But
know
yeah,
you feel good.
yeah,
I
you
know
would
you.
do
I
anyway.
know.
Now you're getting boring. Tether babbling. I don't want to hear tether babble. Yeah, you're not going to be the face of hunger and then wag your finger towards us. No, you don't get to do that. Nobody who fled can wag their finger at us. I don't want to hear that. When you done got smacked on by the British and the damn Arabs, and then you had to flee, and then you want to come here talking about what foundational Black Americans are and are not, and they're enslaving their people over there now. Man, please, these people love projecting their failure onto us. And I don't let you do that. You're gonna have to hold your own L. Don't try to come around us so that you can feel better. No, no, no. We ain't like you. We ain't down bad like you. Adam, what's up, Adam?
What up, Tariq? First time in the space, actually.
There you go.
I'm enjoying it. And
Listening. Where you from? Adam?
what's up?
Where you from?
Where am I from? What you mean, like originally born or
Yeah,
where?
where were you born?
Damascus, Syria.
Oh, see, okay. How long you been out here in Florida?
Well, I moved to Massachusetts when I was 4 years old. I'm a
Okay,
legal immigrant, so I'm a legal tether.
okay. Uh, uh, okay. Have
Hey,
you
it
been?
is what it is, right?
Yeah, have
Let's
you
be
been back?
real.
I was saying, have you been back to Syria to visit?
No, never. I've never left the U.S.
Okay,
Unfortunately, never
yeah.
traveled out the U.S.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what's on your mind tonight, bro?
Well, I just hear this guy. He sounds like a fresh tether, right? Like,
Oh,
he
yeah,
he didn't grow up here. He doesn't know what it is. But I gotta appreciate your space, man. I've been enjoying it. I'm a Trump supporter.
yeah.
I was a libertarian. I wasn't a Trump supporter in 2016. But when I see the people that I hate, the Republicans and Democrats, the war hawks go after them, people that disenfranchise, like me as a person living in America, from the Bushes to the Obamas to you know, and then Clinton, of course. Like I was like, hell no to that.
Yeah.
So at that point, like even to Trump, I was a Gary Johnson supporter in 16, but I saw them go after him. But regardless, this guy, he's unappreciative, and I appreciate, like, I've been on X, I've been listening to like a lot of FBA spaces, and like I got to learn things, you know what I mean, like foundational Black Americans. I used to think like, damn, like everybody just came over on a slave ship, but like, now I know I've like learned lineages and like, tribes that were back in the day, and that's what like people have roots to. That's
Mm-hmm.
roots right there, like if you're coming over from overseas and you're trying to like suck up on that shit, and like take benefits, like shit that's owed, like, step off,
Right.
100. And
Right.
I just want to appreciate all the spaces. And I'm a Kevin Samuels fan, like I was, rest in peace.
Yes,
And
indeed.
to know that you inspired him, man, I put my brother on Kevin Samuels, like growing up, like he's informative.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Kevin, that was a great guy, man. I love that brother, man. He was really always respectful to me. So yeah, yeah, that brother was very much missed. Shout out to him. But yeah, man, you know, I think it's foundational Black Americans. We're making people put respect on our lineage. This whole thing where we were just brought here. Listen, we got we got indigenous lineage here, dude. This- Well, our lineage is indigenous here too. Um, there were Black people here. This is very well documented here in North America. We had been coming, Black people have been coming back and forth from the old world to the new world for centuries. We've been here on this land. Uh, there's a reason why, and I talk about this all the time. North America, see, they do excavations in South America and Central America and down there all the time. And you see these black ass faces that they pull up all the time. Over here, they don't even play that game. You never see excavations up here in North America. Notice that? You don't never see them do that. You never see like television specials where they're digging up old artifacts in North America in the United States. You never see it. They act like there were no fossils in North America. No, they're there. They're real quiet about it. You better believe they do excavations here. They are just extremely secretive and quiet. You know why? Because when they dig in the ground here, you're pulling up Negroes. You understand? You pulling us up out the ground. You dusting off thousands of years of Negroes here on this land. That's why they're very quiet about it. When they do excavations, um, out there on the East Coast some years ago, brother Randy Short put me up on this. They did some excavations at like a quote unquote Indian burial site from like the 1600s or something, and they started digging up these Native Americans, and they were all Negroid. They had Negroid skulls, and then they just didn't say anything else about it. They act like that shit didn't happen. Over there in the Great Dismal Swamp, where that was a sanctuary area, They do excavations there. It's so damn top secret. They don't let nobody go over there in certain areas. They do excavation and they don't even say nothing about it. But it's extreme hush. It's extremely private. So our history runs here deep, real, real deep. Don't get it twisted. We've been here thousands of years. Don, what's up?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm calling from Kansas City.
Well, shout out to Kansas City. What's on your mind?
Well, you know this whole election that's coming up, and I just watched Professor Black Truth talk about Spike Lee and all that, and you know we just been going over all this how they are trying to con us into voting for this so-called black woman that we know that's not a black woman,
Mhm.
and how I just been addressing them, letting them know that we black people are serious and you need to come to us with respect and dignity. And you need to come to us right if you want us to vote for you. Otherwise than that, you ain't got nothing coming.
Absolutely. And we got to really, 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 really let the Democrats crash and burn because we got to send a message. If we sit up here and support them after all of this blatant disrespect, Kamala, they're not going to run from the fact that this woman told us with her full damn chest what she ain't going to do for only black people. That was to me the epitome of damn disrespect. You lost any vote that I would give to them right there. That was the main thing that made me say, okay, I'm cool on the Democrats, period. If that's what y'all getting down on, yeah, I'm cool on you. And also with the reparations thing, when they played the little games with the California reparations, crashing it out, all of that stuff, we got to send a message to them that we are not going to sit up here and support you if you're going to keep playing those little dirty games. We're just going to let you crash and burn. Let them crash and burn. It's okay. That's a power move. Other groups would do that. Other groups are smart enough to not sit up here and let these people finesse them into a vote. They vote for what's practical for them. And they have us voting for emotions and symbolisms. And we got to cut that nonsense out. Let's get Armand in, brother Armand.
What's going on, brother Tariq?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, I can't complain, man. You know, I'm hitting you up right now from the DFW, man, but I'm originally from Lafayette, Louisiana.
There it is.
And man, I just first of all, I want to give you your props. Oh man, you keeping us on point. You keeping us on code.
Yes.
And man, people like you are very important, man. I just want to sidebar real quick, man. I got a little cousin of mine. He's staying in Lafayette right now. Man, he's so busy. He listening to this dude talking about gematria and stuff like that. And I'll be chopping it up with him, man. And really what it seemed like is the dude is basically keeping him thinking of talking about like numbers and stuff like that. And I'm telling him, I'm like, man, you because this is a white dude that he listening to. I'm like, bro, this dude ain't going, this dude is keeping you off code. And he basically like he telling them things like everything is scripted and stuff like that, even like historic events. He telling them like Martin Luther King was a op and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, are you
Lord,
serious, man? You listening to somebody that's telling you your ancestor that basically uh gave his life for you is man. But this is the main thing I really wanted to tell you, man. You know, in Louisiana, man, when I was coming up in Lafayette and Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, man, we had a thing called the Crawfish Festival.
yeah.
And we used to in Breaux Bridge, we used to have it to the point where like it was low key like an economy. You know what I'm saying? Every time we had the Crawfish Festival, people would be making money. They would have people paying for parking. They would be selling food and stuff like that. And then the other side of Breaux Bridge was the white side of Breaux Bridge. And it's almost like they were so jealous they got the black part of Breaux Bridge shut down
Mm.
for the crawfish festival because they they had it popping over there. So now the crawfish festival is not like it used to be. Like
Wow.
back in like 96, 97, when I was young, man, that thing used to be going down. Man, people used to come from Alabama, Mississippi, Houston, all that in little old Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Used to have people with low riders, 5.0s sitting on them things and all that shit like that. Now it don't pop off like it used to. They shut that shit down. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And that's one of them things like people I don't think people know about how it used to go down in Breaux Bridge for the crawfish festival and stuff like that. People from Louisiana know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, let me elaborate on that. And thank you so much for the call, brother. They always, the dominant society, when they see black people, when especially foundational black Americans, when we start doing things that's successful, boy, they go on alert and they got to get in the middle of it and they got to co-opt it. When we start doing things, because they set up so many obstacles, and that's the phenomenal thing about foundational black Americans. These people have set up obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and we're just constantly overcoming their obstacles, and we keep morphing and adapting to everything, and then we can pull something positive out of it. That's the phenomenal thing about us as foundational black Americans, man. That's that Majara spirit in us, man. That everything we touch, it gets thrown at us negatively, and we can get it and flip it and get something constructive out of it. Going back to, I use hip hop as an example. They threw foundational black Americans up in the Bronx, who they were coming from the South, but they were in the Bronx and they took all the resources from them and they said, "Hey, I'm going to get my mother and father's records and I'm going to find the break part in them and we're going to rhyme over it like Pig Meat Markham and all those other people do our rhymes and toasts that we used to do back in the day. We're going to do that over these funk breaks and we're going to do these dance moves and one of them is going to be hitting the floor because like our brother Lord Jamar said, uh, break dancing is not the real element of hip hop, just hip hop dancing, period. And break dancing just happened to be at one period of time a part of that culture, but just hip hop dancing, period, is an element of hip hop. We've always created new dances within the hip hop culture. But again, we as foundational Black Americans, we adapt and create all the time. And because we can do so easily, whenever we get something popping, the dominant society goes on alert and they have to try to sabotage it or get in front of it or demonize it and make it negative. Because look at some of the stereotypes that's about us. Look at some of the stereotypes. Anything we do, they turn it into a stereotype. Even our foundational Black American names, like Jaquisha, Lacretta, Daquan, all of that. Those are foundational Black American names, but the dominant society says, well, that's ghetto. It's ghetto because it's Black. Black, they try to make Black a negative. They try to make anything Black a negative just because they say so. We reclaim that and say, no, no, no. Blackness is not going to be negative because you said it is. We don't have to let these people redefine words and put their own connotation on it. No, we, Black was a word that was propped up for years. You know, Black is the essence of everything. That triple darkness, that's life. That's the beginning of life. Life started from blackness. Blackness is a combination of all the colors. Black is all the colors come from black. You see, black is the strongest color in the color scheme. Black is the most dominant color. Black can mark out everything. Yeah. But everything we do, the dominant society try to flip it into something negative just because they say it's negative. And going back to the stereotypes, look at the stereotypes that they have of us. They're not bad. Like watermelon. Oh, they like fried chicken and watermelon. Number one, fried chicken is delicious. I don't mind that stereotype. When somebody comes up to me, "Oh, you Negroes love chicken." Fried chicken is delicious. Yeah, we're not lining up for English muffins. Yeah, everybody wants some fried damn chicken. Fried chicken is good food, and people try to emulate our fried chicken. Yeah, then they say watermelon. They made that a negative thing. Foundational Black Americans, we would sell watermelon coming out of slavery and make a lot of money doing that. And watermelon is one of the most healthiest fruits or quote vegetables that's out there. Watermelon is very healthy. We as foundational Black Americans understood the health properties of watermelon. There's nothing negative about watermelon, but we were associated with it. And just because we're associated with it, they say we're going to make it negative. There's nothing negative about watermelon other than I'm white and I say so. The white supremacists said so. Just because we were making money growing and cultivating and selling our watermelons. That's when they started to make it negative. They made the negative connotation. But there's nothing negative about a watermelon other than the white supremacists associated with us. That's one of the healthiest things you can eat. Our brothers and sisters were eating that, our family members were eating that on the plantations, and that sustained them. That kept them hydrated, and it gave them all the vitamins and nutrients that they needed to go on throughout the day. They knew what they were doing. Our people were very, very healthy. That's another thing. Our people know how to take care of themselves. There was a foundational Black American woman who just died. It was a sister. Y'all see that? Elizabeth something. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sister. She was from Louisiana, I think, but she was living in Texas. The brother just called from Louisiana. So I want to say she was from Lafayette, Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken. This sister was 115 years old. This sister was 115, and a lot of women in her family were living to be old age. Her sister, she had another sister who lived to be 106. Her daughter, the woman who just passed, was 95 or something like that. Yeah, and this woman sustained herself by they asked her, "Why you live so long?" And she looked good. Her skin looked good, the whole shebang. The woman looked good up until she died. Good looking old lady, beautiful sister, smooth skin, everything. And she could talk well, she wasn't all infirmed. And she said she had a garden. I had my own garden. I would grow my own food. See, our elders would do that. My grandmother had a garden, lived to be 90 something. Yeah, we knew how to grow our food and take care of ourselves. Yeah, that's why that woman was 115 years old. Is still talking, still conscious. She was in a wheelchair, but she's still up and looking good up until her dying day. Yeah. Family, have y'all seen Jimmy Carter? How old is Jimmy Carter? Boy, Jimmy Carter is looking a mess. Man, I how old is Jimmy Carter? Dude, this dude, I don't know why they're pushing him around. And Kamala kinda made a little slight joke about Jimmy Carter because he's so down bad. He's like just frozen with his mouth open. Eh? How old is Jimmy Carter? I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to see how old Jimmy Carter is. He's 100. Yeah, so yeah, he just turned 100. And he looks 200. He's just laying up with his mouth open. They done put a pencil in his hand, and I guess made him do a write-in vote. I don't know what they did, but they made him vote for Kamala, and she got on stage. If Jimmy Carter can vote for me, y'all can vote too. Like, well, that's cold work right there. She basically said, if a corpse can come and work and vote for me, y'all can get out there and vote too. That's mad exploitive. That is super duper exploitive to get poor Jimmy Carter wheeling him around out there. That man is basically a corpse. He don't know what's going on. That's so exploitive. Listen, family, if I get like that, like, y'all do not exploit me. Don't exploit me. If I'm sitting up there looking like a corpse, I'm 106. So I probably live to be old because I don't drink or smoke. So I probably be old as hell. Y'all don't be wheeling me at no protests. Come on, Tariq is standing with us, and I'm sitting there with my mouth open, some fucking Jello pudding out my mouth, and I got on a damn Depends, and my feet all decrepit, and I'm sitting there, and people exploiting my ass. And like, Tariq, he is with us, and he's supporting Trans Lives Matter, and just putting all types of shit on me that I ain't really supporting. They're like, oh, wait a minute now, hold on. So yeah, don't exploit me. Don't let nobody exploit my ass. Y'all get out there and speak up for my corpse. If I'm out there, they wheel me out. And if I'm a corpse, let me go out fly. Take me somewhere. Y'all take me to a strip club in Atlanta. If I'm a corpse, I want y'all. I'm giving y'all permission. I'm giving y'all permission to wheel me into a strip club, and I want the raunchiest damn strip club ever. I want the Blue Flame. I want a raunchy Atlanta strip club. Do they still have Jazzy Tees down there? Take me to Jazzy Tees if it's still there. I want a hole in the wall ass strip club. I want to be wheeled in there, and I want y'all to order me some catfish nuggets and have somebody feed me them catfish nuggets. And I want a lap dance by the biggest back stripper they got. Make sure the back is big. All right. And that's how I want to go out. I want to go out getting a lap dance, eat some catfish nuggets by a big back stripper at a hole in the wall club in Atlanta. Yeah, that would be the way to go out. Yeah, having a good ass time. Yeah, because Atlanta turns up. Let's get J Rock. J Rock in the building. J Rock, Mr. J Rock, hop on, sir. I see Nicety girl down there. What's up, Nicety? I see you, beloved. What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? Man, you got me rolling over here, bro. I'm trying to go to the same strip club with you, bro. Sign me up.
What's going on? What city you in, bro?
I'm in Philadelphia, bro. I'm from Philly,
Yeah.
East
Did you
Coast.
hear about the dude shooting up the bus?
I'm sorry, it sounds like you're breaking up on my end. So,
I was. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did you hear about the dude? There was a story about a dude shooting up a bus up there in Philly.
Man, it's like the Wild West over here, bro. There's so many different shootings. I'll be like, well, which week you talking about?
Oh, damn. Like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's on your mind, brother?
Nothing, man. I was just coming through, letting you know I appreciate you having these spaces, man. They're really informative. I like it. I like your view on a lot of stuff here. We were kind of going back and forth earlier in the year with the debate that they had with Kamala and Trump, and so I've learned a lot since then. So, I'm cool with that. But
Yes.
I'm cool with that. But
Okay.
I was going to ask you about this. What is your take on the crypto side of things and us FBAs and stuff? Would you take reparations? I know we were talking about this before. Would you accept reparations in like crypto? Because Bitcoin's about to be the next biggest thing to gold, right? You
Yeah.
got all these other things. So, and people are backing it. So, my true take on it is, would you accept the amount of reparations? I know we talked before. What was the number you said? Give us something trillion, give us 4.7 trillion or whatever.
But yeah, my thing, my thing is this. My thing is because people have asked me about the crypto thing before. My thing is, um, I just don't want them. They can find a way to trick it up. So they'll say, "We'll give you everybody $100,000 worth of crypto," and then when we go try to cash it in, the banks pull some kind of whammy bammy or something. You know what I'm saying? And then you can't cash in the crypto, and then we go back to the government. Oh, well, then we gave it to you. I mean, the bankers, they do what they want to do. It'll become a game. Hater. Give me the cash. You dig? So just give me the cash. I don't trust these people. I don't trust them. Just give me the cash. I know how the white supremacists work. They love trick bags. Unbiased. What's up? Wait, let me get cooked. cooked food. Let's get cooked food and unbiased. I see you cooked.
Yes, master teacher, Tariq Nasheed. You get me? Over in the UK still.
Shout out to the UK.
Um, yeah, we're in the UK. I have to big you up a million times, you get me? Thank you for coming on this new time, you get me? Because this is the morning for us, you get me?
Oh yeah,
So,
yes.
yeah. So these times here is perfect to have good conversation. I want to say more than you know, you inspired man in a big way still, you get me? Because I think when you done your FBA rally in 2022, them times there, like I've listened to you for years, you get me? I'm a big man now, but I've been listening to you since I was like 18, you get
Yes.
me? And you inspired me to do my own events, you get me? To like galvanize the people over here. Like one thing I'm doing, if you see my podcast, it's like I'm archiving our elders, you get me? Because I come from the Windrush
Oh,
generation, you see what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we came to the UK like on invitation. So I'm like the descendant of the Windrush. So you see, when you're talking about ethnogenesis and things like that, that's something we kind of went through over here. You get me? As Jamaicans moved over to Britain and kind of made our own culture and our own things that have gone on over here. You
Oh
get me?
yeah. Are you over in
Um, as
Brixton?
yeah, we're based over that side. Brixton, exactly where I had my event in the town hall. Got all the Jamaicans there, all the black brothers and sisters. You get me? Um, I want to say as well, it's a bit disappointing as well to hear so many people coming at you as well. You get me? I have to be real because you see, one thing is I've seen it. I don't want to say from the beginning because like Mac lessons days and that I was young. You get me?
Oh yeah.
But when it came into like the podcasting space, like your first studio upgrading, it's like I'm like, can't people see how grassroots this is?
Oh yeah.
Like even with like the tether talk and that, I kind of remember the episodes when these conversations started coming out. You get me? Like around when you had all of them, like Obama, all these different things, kind of trying to how do you say, like replace you lot to an extent.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
And I'm like, it's surprising to see people can't see that. You know what I mean? If you just go back in the early episodes, this, that, and the other, and the disrespect, and I'm like, people, we need to really understand, like, because sorry to, because I have to be honest, it's a great honor to speak to you. Still, big up yourself a million times.
Yes, indeed.
So let me get it straight.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, my brother. I got a lot of love for the UK brothers and sisters. They've always been very supportive. And I get a lot of love when I was able to go over there. I got to get that ban removed so I can get back over there to the UK. Yeah, my family been really wanting to get over there and kick it. How many folks? We got a lot of folks in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to everybody in the room. Let's get Kasir K. Kasir, weren't you on last night? That name Kasir sounds familiar. All right, we'll get Kasir, then we'll get Terry in the building. Kasir, what's happening?
Hey, I got a lot of thoughts, a lot of great conversations going on. Um, but I guess I'm gonna choose with the watermelon. You were talking about watermelons and that one sister that lived to be 115 years old.
Yeah.
Um, Now I don't know if this is directly related to that, but I know there's a lot of like heirloom seeds and varieties and cultivars of all different types of like fruits and vegetables that we've been growing over the generations, and like they're kind of trying to wipe a lot of that out. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's important to protect a lot of that. Like supposedly there's this orange that grows in Arizona that like cures cancer or has some sort of effect against cancer. And I'm sure there's a lot of different varieties, but I just think it's important for us to protect, the genetic material of the foods that we eat.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point, brother, because you got fruits and things like sour sop. That's a very healthy fruit that cures cancer too. That cures cancer. I saw a lot of that when I was over in Haiti, filming. And yeah, we knew how to put herbs and different fruits and foods together to heal ourselves, man. That's why you had a lot of those elders who were living to be very old. Remember, family, you had people who were enslaved living here in the United States, former slaves living to the 60s and 70s. There were a lot of former slaves still alive. You understand? Yeah, a lot of us were living past 100 years old, even though we were getting janky food from the slave owners, but we knew how to Many of us, because some of some of the food was kind of janky and it created hypertension and things like that when we couldn't work it off. You understand, being on the eating this stuff on a when you're working, you can kind of sweat it out your body, and we knew how to go in there and get some herbs and just really cleanse our system. But a lot of us knew how to really take care of ourselves. And coming into the 1960s, slavery ended in 1865. So in like 1965, that's only 100 years. And you better believe there were a lot of centurions at the time who were formerly enslaved. That's why the 60s turned up so much, because we had those people with that Majara energy who were still alive and they were about to transition. So a lot of that energy was being passed on to the new generation in the 1960s. That's why the energy in the 60s was very, very changing. It was a very time changing energy because there was a shifting of the generations, and there was a passing on of the lineage in a major way. You had the last of the enslaved foundational Black Americans who were alive then, and um, the universe knew that this was that last generation. So the universe and the spiritual energy transfixed itself to the Black folks who were getting down in the 60s. That's why we were turning up so heavy. We were standing on Blackness heavy. I'm Black and I'm proud. The Black Panthers, um, creating all these Black organizations, Black Liberation Army. We were really standing on that and really turning up and flipping the table over and making sure we were going to get some. We were not going to let them people sit up here and come out of slavery and live this long in vain. We got a lot of shit done in the 60s, man. We got a lot of stuff done. We put a lot of things out there that was put into laws because we put that work in. And a lot of people benefited from it, man. That's why we're so hard on anybody who disrespects us, because man, we put in way too much damn work for anybody to come over here and start disrespecting us in any sense of the word. So we're checking all of that stuff. Terry, hop on in.
Yo, what up, Flex? What's poppin'?
How you doing, brother? I'm good.
I'm doing well, man. Shit, I'm over here in the DFW area. Got a few questions for you.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, you FBA, right?
Oh yeah, all day, all day.
Okay, so is it safe to say that you are the FBA top gang thug?
Oh no, no, no. But now,
Also,
um,
what the hell? What the hell's a top gang thug?
oh Lord, Daryl Scott said he spoke with him. He
I
said
I, I know.
he insisted he spoke with the top gang thug, and the gang thug said he was going to stop he was going to keep the body count down. Well, man, Henny, let's get Henny in the building.
Hey, Tariq. Yeah, man, I'm saying hi to you guys from South Africa.
There you
Yeah. And when you guys started speaking about the food, that is something dear to my heart. I work in agriculture, and yeah, it's something that I feel that especially a country like America should be focusing on from a citizen's point of view. Uh, Seeds have been taken away from people. It's a centralized system that you can't just go and buy the good seeds anymore.
right.
So if you can germinate your own seeds, you can grow your own food. Like take grandma's recipe and go and harvest out of your own garden and actually make that food. No one's doing that anymore. They've taken that away from basically Africans that left, Africa through slavery, which was also, I mean, that was all the colonizers, and I myself, I've got Italian heritage, so I feel that there's some sort of a history where I was also involved in that. But let's skip that. But I feel that people have been not dumbed down, but they've been the education on how to look after themselves truly has been taken away. Africans were taken out of Africa with the promise that there's something else on the other side of the world. What they were doing is they were taking if you take labor enabled men out of Africa, So that crumbled it, and that was easy for then the British and the Portuguese and the French to come and colonize. You move.
Absolutely, absolutely. About the seeds, though, thank you for the call, by the way, brother. About the seeds, they got, from what I'm hearing, they got like these genetically modified seeds now, where they got patents on the seeds. Y'all know that? They've genetically modified seeds where they got patents on them. Yeah, that's interesting because, like I told people, when they start doing this transhuman and hell trans pollination, and then they get these seeds, and if you start putting things in seeds and you put some type of patented chemical or material in that could modify the original properties of the seed, you can patent that. I want y'all to Google what I'm saying. You can patent seeds now because they're genetically modified. They're not natural no more. And if they can patent seeds after they've genetically modified the seeds, you think they can't patent humans? If they can genetically modify you, that's going back to what I was talking about the other day, talking about the whole transhumanism thing. And with they're using the word trans as a Trojan horse because it's really going to be about transhumanism. And with transhumanism, they can give people certain procedures that could alter their DNA. Once they alter that DNA, they own a patent on what they altered, just like seeds. You are no longer a real human now. You are a transhuman, and transhumans will be able to be patented. You will not have regular human rights no more. It's some real heavy stuff out here, man. We got to watch what these people bring us. When they bring us something and they're real hard body about it, and it's something we didn't ask for, we got to look at the chess move they're trying to do. When they start saying, hey guys, I know you guys want food and I know you want education and housing, but let's prioritize trans things, everything trans. Let's just prioritize that. And we're like, hey, we didn't really ask for that. But no, we got to because trans lives matter. But it's like less than 1% of trans people anywhere. That's why are we prioritizing that? Well, damn it, are you a bigot? Because bigotry goes both ways. If you're bigoted towards a trans, that's like being bigoted towards a black person. They always got to put us in there. They always got to put us in there. Like, no, I mean, no, I'm just, why are we prioritizing trans? Well, there's a black trans person and he's being doubly discriminated against. Or she. You're not respecting their pronouns and they're black and they're dealing with racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia. So they get a black person and prop them up as a mascot. And we're like, why are they prioritizing this so hard? They don't prioritize nothing else, but they really want to prioritize this and make this person a mascot so that we can be comfortable with that word trans because it's going to go into the transhuman thing. Go look at the movie Buck Breaking. We touched on that in the movie Buck Breaking. Hi, bye. What's up? Hi, bye. Let's hop on, my friend.
Hello, can you
I
hear me?
can hear you. What's up, brother?
Okay, I just wanted to touch on the fact that you have brought up watermelon industry early on, and you do an excellent job of like putting out historical facts because my family was very tied into that industry from like the 60s, even before the 60s. And a lot of people don't realize that the reason why they moved a lot of black people out of that industry is because a lot of the contractors at the time was making a lot of money, and a lot of the farmers were somewhat jealous. I mean, not somewhat, they were jealous of that. So they would literally have people like my uncles try to train immigrants, like Mexicans mainly, to come in and train them to teach them how to, tell when the watermelon's ripe and pass all that knowledge on. And then they tried to come and say that we never participated or, a lot of immigrants are the ones who picked all the fruit and did all this stuff, but we actually were the forerunners of that industry, and it was a lot of money in it. And the reason why we were removed out of it because a lot of the black contractors was making the majority of the money.
Oh yeah, family. We've always done that, man. We've always been in these industries, especially the agrarian side of the. We knew how to grow things and cultivate them in a certain way that was successful, and we were doing that with watermelons. We were very successful watermelons, and then they had to stigmatize it just for the sake of stigmatizing it. But family, not only watermelons, family, it was the person who was the king of potatoes in America, the most prolific and the most successful person who grew potatoes in America was a foundational Black American man, Junius Groves, Junius Groves. We got something about him at the Hidden History Museum. This guy was the go-to guy for potatoes. He made potatoes. He was out there in he was a slave. He was a slave in Kentucky. Then he went out to Kansas and he became the most successful potato farmer in the United States. This is like one of the, and again, I keep telling you about all these rich Black people coming out of slavery. He was another one. It's so many of them, it's hard to just keep up with all of them. He was another wealthy Black man. We were coming out of slavery using our agrarian skills, making a damn grip. That's why they said, ho, 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 we need some European immigrants over here to slow this down. But when we got out of slavery, we were up and running. You understand? Because they sat up here and said all of this stuff to justify enslaving us. They would sit up here and say, well, we got to enslave them because they don't know no better. I mean, these Negroes, if it weren't for us, they'd be somewhere starving. So yeah, we have to enslave them. Man, it looks cruel, but they just can't make it on their own. And right after slavery, we start building cities and towns all over this damn country. Like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. We start becoming millionaires overnight all over the country. Robert Reed Church, Memphis, became a millionaire. Biddy Mason came out to LA, became a millionaire. Mary Ellen Pleasant became a millionaire. We're just going all over the country, using our skills to become just extremely wealthy. Junius Grows. Like, I'm gonna show y'all how to do. I was doing these potatoes. Let me show y'all how to do them. We were the go-to people. Everybody had to come to us because if they wanted the real deal, if they wanted the real authentic thing, they had to come to us. Now they used to steal a lot of our stuff too, just like Jack Daniels, who stole from Uncle Nearest. They would steal stuff. That's another thing. They would come around stealing, and we would have to take some of them to court for it. But when we went out here and started using our skills for ourselves, we became very successful. So they had to stop all that stuff. They had to start etching people out and sabotaging our industries and taking over our industries. So we just have to know how phenomenal our people were, man, because no other group would come out of what we came out of and be successful. Some of these other groups, they get pinched just a little bit and their whole societies fall apart. They collapse, they have to flee, they have to bounce. Man, hey man, we get some adversity, we flip that and just take it to another level. That's the phenomenal thing about us as foundational Black Americans, man. That's something to pop our collar to. What's up, Yoshi G? I see you down there, dear. I see you, Miss Yoshi. Let's get Yan Zwanth. That's a hell of a name. Yan Zwanth. Hop on in, man. Yan Zwanth. If I'm pronouncing your name right. Unmute your microphone, sir. The Yan Zwanth, you want to say something? I hope you're not one of these weird dudes who call up trying to find pen pals. Because around this time of night, we get a lot of these dudes from Bangladesh and India. They trying to get a green card. They up here trying to find pen pals. Hello, my name is Tariq. I am in India. And you can email me at baklava33@yahoo.com. I am looking for good friends and company. They trying to find people to scam on. All right, so Yan Swamp, I don't know what your objective is, but I might have to block you, brother. Let me get you out of here. We don't want that weird stuff going on this time of night. All right, and I don't know the Somali guy. I don't know what you want. Hold on, the big forehead Somali guy. Why are you still trying to get on, man? What do you want? Just get him on to see what he wants. Big forehead Somali guy. What do you want, sir? I thought I handled you earlier tonight. What do you? What is it?
You don't handle nobody, man. Listen, let me tell you about Somali people and Somali history. The white people, they say we've never seen a black man despise us. You know, as a Somali people, when we have to oblige, when a white man come and drinks water, we throw the cup. That's how much we despise them. We did not take their name. We did not like read in the history. Tariq with the Arabic name. Tariq. You should have named yourself Wakanda or whatever. I don't know what you're gonna name yourself, Mopoto Sisiko, but you named yourself Tariq, and I bet your parents did not name you Tariq. I bet. But the Somali people, they're so proud and they're so black. This Arab guy that came on, this fucking slimy guy. I would have forgot about you, man. I would have not even came back to you. But I came for this Arab slimy, I don't know, American wannabe, nasty, dirty, cocky, bitch ass Arab like calling me fresh. Yes, I'm fresh, you bitch. Yes, I am. I'm fresh.
Okay, what are you saying? What you just saying random stuff. All right, and you're talking about how proud you are. The British had their foot in your ass into the 1960s. So I don't know what you're talking
Listen,
about.
listen, Tarek. I'm
Sir,
gonna teach you history, okay?
so,
Uh,
did the
we
British
not only
have that foot up in that ass until the 60s? Yes or no, sir?
okay, not only British, there was Italian, there were French, and they got the fuck out of here. They get the
Yeah, after they done drained all the little resources out, yeah, they went on in there. We done. After y'all sitting around there hungry and they only left flies. So yeah, they pillaged everything they needed to get, sir. So yeah, they left. And you
Tarek.
left too. You got the F out of there too. So oh yeah, you too. You
Why you
got the
muting me? Why you muting me? Why you keep muting people, man?
because you got the F out of there too. All right. So you went right along with them. All
Is
right.
that is that
All right. So that's not a flex. If you had to bounce too, you got your ass up out of there too. So how does that work? How is that a flex? Huh? Come on, Habib.
anyways, I love my black sisters. I have like black baby mama. You understand? I love
You
her.
got a mama.
She's a baby mama, my baby mama. I love her.
Oh,
She
you
got
got a back. You got a black baby llama. Okay, yeah, I can understand if you got a black baby llama and you brought your llama over here from Somalia, sir. But go ahead. You got a black baby llama. But go ahead.
at least I'm attracted to black women.
Yeah, yeah. You at least you're attracted to a baby llama. So you and that llama laying up with each other, and you done cock that llama's bussy open, and we're
You
hearing
fucking animal, man.
we're hearing ba ba hamni ni ni hamya ba hamni ni ni hamya ba. So we're hearing that's what we hear coming out your tent in your little shanty town, sir. Go ahead, sir, with your black baby llama. Go go ahead, sir. Come on, let's talk about it. Hop on. Come on, sir. Let's talk. Oh, I think he dropped some bush meat on the phone and it muted. Come on, tell me more about your black baby llama. I don't have you muted, sir. Unmute your microphone.
You hop on, you faggot.
Okay.
You keep talking about hop on,
Why?
hop on. What the fuck you talking about? You
I'm talking.
faggot. Hop on.
About,
What? Go on.
your mouth and stop before your little blood pressure kick in and your little sickle cell knock you out and get you unconscious, sir. Calm down.
Yo, Tariq, I really, you
Oh,
know,
no,
you.
I need you to calm down. I don't want your malaria to kick in. Calm down, sir. You're getting all excited and just saying all types of stuff. Calm down, sir. Because you know you ain't got no vitamins in your little old frail body and you're getting all excited. I don't want you to faint, sir. And then it's going to be must and dead flies all over the place, just all over the place. Come on, calm down. Anything else?
I
Go
know,
watch.
I know them shackles are too tight, but listen, let's come together, bro. Let's come together. I know it's been a long.
We will come together when I need a ride to the airport. I will be sure to call you in your Uber and you'll take me to the airport so I can go and fly and do what I do around the country, sir. So we'll come together when I need a ride to LAX and I will tip you very well, sir. All right. And then you can buy some dress shoes for your baby llama so that you can role play with that llama. All right. Anyway, thank you so much, sir. All right. Lord. He's up here trying to get all excited and trying to get buck. If you don't calm your little old mustache down, yeah, you're gonna draw more flies, dude. All that anger and sweating. You know, flies like must and sweat now. Okay, let me see what else we got. Okay, this Yazwath. Okay, let me try you again, man. I tried to get you on. Yanswath, whatever your name is. Yanswath. What's up, man? What's up, man? Where you calling from? Lord. I'm from the United States. Are you trying to get a pen pal, man?
What? I know little bit of English, dude.
You did what?
I know little bit of English, dude.
You know a little bit of English.
Yeah, I'm learning English still now.
Okay, so how can I help you, sir?
Yeah, I want to talk to uh, American persons. So I came this.
You looking for what?
Uh, I want to talk to the American persons. So I came this to the space, bro.
You want to talk to some Americans.
Yeah,
Okay,
bro.
listen.
Okay,
Are
okay,
you
bro.
trying to get a green card, brother?
What, bro?
Are you trying to get a green card or something?
Yeah, but
Let me get
I
some
want to. Hmm.
yo Yoshi, go hop in his DMs, show him them boobies and get some money out of his ass. Yeah, get his little old money up out his ass. Go spit some game at him. Make him give up a bag. Go get okay, thank you, sir. Let me let you get out of here. Good Lord.
Okay, bro.
All right, man. Go on about your business, bro. Good Lord. See if Yoshi, see if he got some bitcoins that you can finesse out his ass. Yeah, since they want to make some friends, yeah, get them to get some paper up out of them. Lord, these dudes be calling up with the BS. Let's get Gokuda the Great. Gokuda, let's get Gokuda in the building. Gokuda, what's up, brother? Where you at, Gokuda? If you can unmute your microphone, Gokuda, that would be phenomenal.
How you doing, Tariq? You hear me?
Hey, hi, brother.
Damn, I'm driving my truck right now. I'm kind of got a little fucked up connection because I'm driving.
Okay.
I just want to give you a big shout out, you and brother Marcel, for taking that Sudanese sodomite Arab fruit booty nigga Myron Gaines, aka Amru Fagdul. I just every time when them tethers be talking that shit, you should what's that song? That Caribbean song that they came out in the '80s called "Pass the Dutchie on the Left Hand Side" or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would have been like, how does it feel when you have no food? Every time they try to talk shit, just keep saying that part.
Ah,
That fucked him.
oh goodness, man, that's funny. That's funny. Oh man, Anyway, but let me get out of here, man. I've been on here long enough, and we're in here deep as usual in the middle of the night. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody. Y'all go to if you're in LA, come down to the Hidden History Museum tomorrow. Come on down, man. Get you some root work deodorant, get some books. The address is 2131 West Jefferson Boulevard.